We are live, live, live. Hello.
Bam, bam, bam.
What is that noise? Oh, it's the
Bam,
song
bam.
still, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was still playing. Now you got some game up there. No, Jack, that was just a short clip. We got actually, I think Reagan's coming up. Why am I hearing myself twice? What's going on?
Mr. Reagan?
Why am I hearing myself? That is very.
No, it's not up.
Oh, I see why. No, I got it. I see what's up. No, Jimmy, I had Facebook open with the show on, so I was hearing us coming off of Facebook. Yeah, because there was a little lag. It was like, what the hell is that? Why is it? Why is that going on? Yeah, hold on. We're gonna play a little Ronald Reagan. Well, we're a little more picky about music now. We keep getting in trouble for the damn stuff. We can't lose a channel because we're playing music. Yes, because someone would shoot Jay and I'd feel bad.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
Yes.
You want that up on the screen?
Yeah, go ahead, pop it up. No, this is Ronald Reagan's giving one of his little 3-minute speeches. Notably, he's considered in the top 5 speech givers in the world. Yes. It says Winston Churchill, but Winston, his voice is a little, it's just a little weird. You get used to it after you listen to it long. They had all 5 people, but I just don't remember who they are. And if I see the list, I'll pull it up and put it in. Anyway, let's put Uncle Reagan on. So somebody asked me yesterday about Reagan. Do I think he's flipping in his grave, or is he happy with Trump? I think he likes Trump, just like Arnold likes Trump. Same kind of people. Yeah, I don't like Reagan. Reagan's a good president. Anyway, guys, here y'all go. Take a listen, and we'll be back to get into some news. Got a lot of news to go over tonight, including some weird stuff, some scary stuff, and some. Well, are we gonna bomb Iran some more?
It's coming.
We look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have.
Yes, and as you hear
Let
all
that
the
be
Europeans
understood
talking
by
about
those
it
who
right now.
practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
Yeah, Dave's a pretty good speech giver. That speech riled the whole freaking planet.
I mean, he's a trained. I don't know if he's Shakespearean, but he's a trained actor. He's been trained how to step on the marks, get right in front of the focus zone of the camera. Which way to plant his face to the good side of his body is being seen to the camera, and he knows how to project his voice. He doesn't need a microphone. He's one of those guys like Bill Shatner. Bill Shatner is a stage actor who does not require a microphone. When he speaks at a podium, they only give him a microphone because usually there's such a crowd that the further back you go, the less harder to hear because of commotion. But these men are professionally trained presenters. They work with their voices. That's their job. Without that skill, they're worthless.
Damn, it's light in this place. They're great presenters, and Jimmy, he was actually a B actor. He played in a lot of B movies. I mean, just the kind of actor he was. He was always a great speech giver. He had great speech writers. He didn't write all the speeches. He wrote some of them, but some of them he had other people write. Sometimes he'd just tell them what he wanted, and they would write it for him. But he got up there and presented them. Barack just got up there and spewed the words. He tried to be a good speech giver.
He says a lot.
He's he just didn't. I don't know. It's the type of speeches he gave, I think, is what his problem was. I don't think it was his presentation as much as the content. He didn't get to be known as the great divider because he wasn't divisive. A lot of people consider him divisive. Well, I voted for Obama his first time. I didn't vote for him the second term, but it didn't have anything with him being divisive. It had to do with, frankly, they lied so much I didn't have anything to do with him. After the Obamacare fiasco, where you couldn't keep nothing, your doctors, your prescriptions, nothing, you had to start from scratch.
The Obamacare fiasco is still ongoing as well. I mean, they're still fighting about it in Congress today. And it's how many years ago? 8 years now?
It's an ongoing thing. It's not going away anytime soon.
Not for a while.
Well, eventually, one or the other. Well, no, it just depends. Obamacare is just a disaster. Well, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna give y'all some weird stuff. So, a friend of mine just got on see what he all were looking for insurance. When I moved, I had to give up mine in Louisiana. So he calls me. He says, "Shit, Joe." He said, "I can only show my Social Security check, which is like $700 a month." I said, "Well, you should get something free." And he's like, "You said, but I got money in your bank." I said, "Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna hold that against you." So he calls him up. And I give them like 10 free plans. Okay. Best deductibles, $5,000. Most of them are $6,500 to $8,500. They had copay for doctors. They did have $3 prescriptions and stuff like that. But you had to pay $50 for a regular doctor, $100 for a specialist as a copay. So I said, "Man, we'll look around and see." I said, "Ask them if they got any other kind of pay plans." So he calls me back and he's laughing. He goes, "Man, look." I called him. He said, "I got this thing for $22. He said, "It pays 100% of the doctor visits. It's got a $2,000 deductible, and it pays all prescriptions that are covered free." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck? Just pay the $22 a month, dude." And now, so in this case, Obamacare worked for this guy. Okay. Now we'll wait and see what kind of care it gives him. It's I forgot what company it's with. I think it was
that's an awesome price. But right before Obama or ACA Care Act, the ACA obliteration. I was getting my insurance through a large international company. Now, I say international; they're only pretty much basically Mexico, Canada, and America, and I think they have a footing in Europe now. But the insurance was and now not per month; it was per paycheck. So if there were 3 pay periods in a month, it was $35 per pay period. So each paycheck was $35 taken out before they calculate the taxes.
Yeah. When
Obamacare came through, that went up to $172 every paycheck. So it was more than $300 in a month. And if there were three, sometimes there are 3 pay periods within a month span. It's rare, but it happens. You're talking, 3 times $172 for a month of healthcare. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's the amount I'm paying for insurance right now, even with my new company, which is it's a lesser policy than what my last job had. It shouldn't be what it is. It's I think it's only like $70 or $80, but it still should be it should be $40 or $50 a month, not every paycheck.
So Jesse, with 300 million of us on insurance, 350 million of us on insurance, the prices should be better.
Well, $30 or $40 a month should be the
okay. Look,
unless you have an ongoing, like permanent illness, it shouldn't be more than $100 a month. Period.
No, I don't want to see the government take it over. Because let's do some government examples. Canada's got worse health care in the planet. So
England,
this horror story. Yeah. So what happens is, if you're not on the high end of the plan, you wait. So, and this is a true story. A good friend of mine was a member of one of the organizations I work with, one of the research organizations, and a host in this network. He was having heart issues. So they went and found everything he needed. Now here, 2 days after they found out everything, he'd have been in the hospital getting his stent, getting his other stuff, and getting fixed.
Mm-hmm.
It took him 1 year to do the first stent. Then he got the other stent. By the time they were supposed to do the little bypass thing, he was dead.
Yep.
So he'd have been alive in this country. And you don't have to take my word for it, because you can even hear people here from Europe and Canada when something happens and they go walk into a hospital and get immediate treatment. They're like, wait, what? Whoa, wait, what? No, Jenny, a lot of those are horror stories. Like, if you're in downtown New York City, anywhere or downtown LA, where there's a big hospital, downtown any big city, there's going to be longer waits because there's going to be a ton of people there. But see, like where I live, you're usually in and out of an emergency room in an hour or two. In Metairie, outside of New Orleans, they have 10 hours a day, they have what they call quick care. So as long as, broken bones, flus, colds, kind of non-emergency stuff to handle in the emergency room. They don't charge you that outrageous emergency fee, because when you walk into the emergency room, it's $500 before they do a fucking thing. It's as soon as you sign that paper, you owe them motherfuckers $500. My last trip, I went in just before I went to LA because of my stomach. It was $884 for 3 hours, 4 hours.
Wow.
Well, no, they took an X-ray of my stomach and they took some blood work. And you know what they told me? There's nothing wrong with you. But he said, "Oh, there is, because I can feel your stomach so hard you get gas." I said, "I'm like, yeah." He said, "But we're going to give you this, this, and this, and send you on your way." And then I get a bill for $884. I'm like, "What?" And the insurance company's like, "What is this?" Then they're pissed. They're gonna fight with him about it. I can already tell. It's because the insurance company should fight with him. I mean, we get screwed so much.
You want to hear something weird? There's some other weirdness too when it comes to like medical stuff and insurance. So I mostly, for the most part, purchased when I had to have life insurance. It was usually within the state of Maryland and now Pennsylvania, my next home. But because when I was in college, I was under my parents' policies and whatnots. But I came to find out a couple of things. When I got insurance in another state in Georgia, there was a clause on there that said when I wanted to, get the health insurance from the company, did I want ambulance insurance? And I was like, what's ambulance insurance? Ambulance insurance isn't to make sure the ambulance works in the county. It's so that when you have to go to the hospital, you call 911, your health insurance will pay for the ambulance ride.
Yeah,
Where I grew up in Montgomery County, in most, I think the whole state, all the counties, they pay for the county taxes pay for the fire service. So you don't pay for anything. So if I'm in Rockville, Potomac, anywhere in Montgomery County, anywhere in Maryland, I call 911. I fell, I broke my hip. Take me to the hospital. They'll send the county ambulance service over. If they're overly busy, and there are some places that are very busy, they might not be able to come and get you in time. In that case, they sometimes will send what they call mutual aid, either from another county or a private service to come get you, but you don't get charged because the taxes you pay from your income into the county cover those charges. When I got my first kidney stone in Savannah, they took me to the hospital in it was, I forget the name of the service, but it was a Savannah City ambulance, took me to the hospital. And then, like, I don't know, 2 weeks later, I'm laying in bed trying to pass these stones, and I get mail from the ambulance service. It's like, you owe us $80. I was like, what the hell is this for? And I read it. It was for the ride. The ambulance ride was $80. I probably would have gotten there in the same amount of time without the hullabaloo for $15 and taking a yellow cab.
It's like $500 here for.
Why doesn't every state take care of that? Why are ambulance service? I mean, all throughout this part of Pennsylvania and Upper Maryland, almost all of the services are volunteer, so they're not getting funds unless you give them money. They're not given state fundage. They have a building they have to pay for, and they get their funds through, like, they have cookouts and daily weekend fairs and stuff like that in the summertime to raise funds. And they have dances and cookouts and crab feasts in the wintertime in indoor places. It shocked me to realize that there were places in this country that probably don't have any emergency services that are available to them. No fire, no ambulance, no rescue, no police. They're so far out, or so far, so far apart from the counties and cities that they're literally in no man's land.
Well, there's a place we go hunting where we used to go hunting, and it's an hour and 40 minutes in any direction before you even see a town. And that's a little town.
Yeah.
It's another hour after that before you get to a town where there's any kind of real medical care. So if you're out there and you get messed, I mean, that's just, you're pretty much screwed. No, Jenny, we can't see like Rumble and X and all of that. We don't see it on here. I don't know why. It's connected to the system. And it doesn't even give us all the Facebook pages. Only usually when we see a number up there, it's usually like one YouTube page. It says it's not, but I mean, when you can go look for yourselves. See, right now everybody's on UFO Paranormal Radio, YouTube, and Facebook. I don't know. It's one of them things. No, we don't worry about it because we know our audience is, because we can see our radio numbers and our TV numbers. The only way the TV people can contact us is if they come in one of these chat groups, or if they write directly to my email, or if they're on my messenger list, which is 15,000 people on my messenger list. So, Facebook merged my three messengers from I have three personal pages. And the three personal pages are maxed out, so it's 15,000 people. And a lot of these people have been with me since Yahoo, before Paltalk. So they've been hanging out with us for 25 years asking questions. That's why I like them. That's why I give them priority a lot of times, because I keep that track group running on the side all the time. Getting them, because they don't like moving. Getting them to go from Yahoo to Paltalk was like a nightmare. Getting them to come from Paltalk back over to Facebook was another nightmare. And they don't want to go ahead. They're happy on Messenger now. Well, because now you can make little Messenger groups and little chat groups on Messenger, and you can see all of that stuff. Yeah,
there's a way on. I don't know how, but somewhere on it kind of pisses me off. It's one of these things that Facebook did, and it's annoying. So, like, people that you don't know in like certain groups can like do a hey all or at something or other, and everybody that's in that group or chat room gets hailed on their message, and it annoys the hell out of me because, first of all, I'm usually not interested in anything these people put up. Usually it's some kind of stupid advertisement. I was in a couple of Rush fan groups, and all it was these like hippie tie-dye idiots putting up advertisements for the t-shirts they were making. And I got sick of it. So I left every single one of them because there's no way to turn it off. to the point where people can just like automatically flag you. So there's some way in Messenger where you can hit like, at all, and it'll send a message to everybody in your Messenger list. And then also in face group pages, like groups that you might be a part of, whether you're a bowling fan, whatever groups you're on, there's a way that someone can put a post in that private or even public group and say at everyone or hail everyone or hey everybody, but I don't know exactly what you write. And when their post goes live, it sends you a notification like you're their best goddamn friend. And then you get there and so you think that, oh, it's something cool, and it's some stupid goddamn advertisement. It's annoying as shit, and I wish Facebook would stop it.
Yeah, they definitely got issues with them.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get into some news, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, Iran did shoot at a boat this morning and popped a hole in it.
4 drones, 1 hit.
And yes, we shot 3 of the drones down. Trump said, "Oh, we didn't see or something." So he didn't like saying it, but you could tell he was squirming like the guy into the baby, Trump. And anyway, and so we've been bombing some things this afternoon. We're over there. I guess it's morning time or something. It's late here. It's 9:30, so it's got to be in the wee hours. And no, we like bombing shit in the wee hours. It's more
Hey
fun.
Google, what time is it in Tehran, Iran?
It is 6:05 a.m. in Tehran.
Early morning. Sun's just peeping over the skyline.
Yes, to watch little bombs fall on their little heads.
Yeah, time to break out the umbrellas on your way to work, fellas.
Hold on, Jesse. You know what? Let me see. I might go put some screen. Let's see. No, it's one of the nice. Whoops. Daddy be hitting the wrong button. That fat thing is.
Did you go to Sean's porn page again?
No, Sean his porn page. Just keep that stuff over there.
All
All right. Here we go. Okay, this is the one they shot this morning, as you can see. I just ignore the stuff. That's stuff.
That looks like a military vessel, though. What is that?
Don't you know what that is? It's not. It's supposed to be some kind of. I don't see any guns on it or anything.
It's either a ferry or it's some sort of personnel transport. It's not a freight liner. It does look military.
It does look military, but I don't think it is, because when both sides said it was a cargo mission. And this next one is just a tease, Jade. So this up here is cool too, but we're going to talk about this later. This is UFO stuff we got for later on tonight. But right here.
Ooh.
So what do you think that is?
That looks like a stepped ziggurat.
First off, what country? I mean, what part of the world do you see those in? I know. Where do you think that you see it?
It should come from South America, but hey, Kira, but it says Japan.
It says Japan, off the coast of Japan. Now remember, we already know about the other place over there with the big steps, and this one has big steps, but also has little steps. So the giants could walk on it like a step, and then the regular people could walk on it too. It does look like a Mayan pyramid, Jesse. It does. Or an
yeah, it definitely looks South American. Well, so the thing about one of the was it Jack the 2 Churchward, father and son researchers, Jack Jr. and Sr. They both proposed that 2 ancient civilizations that the ones that happened before us were Mu/Lemuria, which is in the Pacific Basin, particularly like closer to the southern and equatorial basin of the the Pacific Ocean, whereas the other civilization was Atlantis and was in the central-ish Atlantic, but closer to Europe than to America. And they both proposed that the planar pyramids, which you see mostly in Africa and northern and Western Europe, are Atlantean. So, whereas the ornate ones, which you will see in Western Asia and along the top of the those islands, the Philippine Islands, along that basin, those really ornate pyramids are going to be from Mu or Lemuria. 2 different civilizations. That's why they're different in similar construction, but different in ornamentation.
Just the Bitcoin's been all over. It's one of those things. So this thing is 10,000 years old. It's been radiocarbon dated to 10,000 years.
How did they radiocarbon date it?
They had a piece of it.
Well, it's stone. You can't radiocarbon date stone.
Apparently you can. Or whatever it is. Let's see what it says exactly. It says Divers had mapped an 80-foot step formation that some researchers treat as a possible submerged pyramid. Others have fractured slabs in bedrock, and scientist teams applied surface irradiation dating, radiocarbon analysis to the samples for the site, and reported the formation age about 10,000 years, raising the possibility that the structure predates every named civilization. Of course, we've already got other ones that do this. We know the two off the coast of India, the one off the coast of Cuba, and they found another one, by the way, off the coast of Cuba. I think I got it for the night. So we keep finding these things underwater that suggest that 15,000 years ago, we were far more advanced than we were 500 years ago.
I've been saying it for years. When anyone ever asked me, what do you think about the possibility of ancient civilizations? And I said, well, the reason why we don't see them is because only after a few thousand years, it doesn't take long, even just a few hundred years, the bulk of the society's any evidence would be eroded by, air, wind, sea, rain, salt, and what have you. And I said, the best place to look is going to be underwater. If there was an actual flood, and we were fairly certain there was an actual flood, or it affected the entire planet, it wasn't just regional. It would probably the flood was probably more sustained around coastal areas than towards inland areas. But at some point, most of the planet was covered with this flood. Therefore, if that's true, it puts our history if it's not us, it's somebody else. It ruins history, changes our entire everything from 10,500 years back. It changes it all.
Changes everything.
Everything.
The fuck. I mean, history's only supposed to be 6,000 years old tops.
I think it's 6,500 according to the Jews. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. They argue between 5,500 and 6,500. So I mean, fuck them. So we know. So when the tsunami came, we found those two cities. They carbon dated back to 12,500 BC. That's 15,000 years ago exactly. It's 14,500 something years, give or take. So we got those two, and then we've got the one off of Cuba, which they're pretty sure dates to around the same time. The other one off the coast of Japan, they're pretty sure it dates back to the same time. But what's even weirder than that is Angkor Wat doesn't date back to that time, but it points to the monument that dates back to that time. Same thing with the pyramids and the Sphinx. They're not actually built in that time, but they point back to that time. There's a correlation. There's some fucking thing that nobody either wants to talk about or wants to tell us. Somebody knows. I guarantee the freaking Vatican does. It's just something it's very connective. There's something connecting all this together, and for some reason they're like, no, well, maybe we should talk. Oh, hey, Karen, I didn't see you coming. I thought I heard Jay say your name. I didn't see you come in. Gene, I don't know. It just aggravates me. Oh no, the Neptune thing. That's diamonds the size of the moon. 700,000 pounds of pressure. Creates
diamonds in the atmosphere of Neptune.
Yeah, monster diamonds.
That's
monster
fantasy,
diamonds.
though.
No, that's just NASA right there. That's the article right there. It was fantasy. It's not fantasy.
Really?
Anymore. It was fantasy. No, it's not. They're also pretty sure they're going to find big diamonds in Olympus Mons. Because the bigger the pressure area, the more pressure, the more area.
Why are they finding it on Neptune? Isn't Neptune a gas planet? There's no land.
But stuff bombards it all the time, so stuff gets caught up in the atmosphere and then it's compressed.
Well, how is it in the atmosphere? What's holding it up?
I imagine the denseness of the atmosphere and the
Thinking
pressure.
it's like sitting on a cloud like some sort of pillow.
You know what? It should. Hold on, maybe we can see. Where? I think I had it open. Let me make sure I can see.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they had like an actual picture of it.
Let's see. They had it. I seen it a minute ago. I can find it. It's wind speeds or 1,491 miles an hour. So it's got different wind speeds at different altitudes. Neptune is a weird place, man. What is this? So they think, I'm thinking they feel like that it may have a core of diamonds.
Now that seems more plausible than the most dense object in the solar system floating on clouds. Even though it's a dense atmosphere, I find that a little silly.
No, there's stuff that diamonds would float on. There's dense enough materials that diamonds would float on it, but it just.
But not a cloud.
I
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
know, but those aren't really clouds. Those are liquid masses. Not all. See, even with Venus, not everything's actually a cloud. Some of those are layers of liquid.
Oh, okay.
You know, like what do they call them? It's a particular gas they talk about, but when it compacts, it turns into a liquid. But it still stays like that in the atmosphere. So much we don't know. Oh, and they think they found life on another planet. We'll talk about that too.
Oh, okay, good.
And so, Gene, I'm trying to find, it was a thing I wanted to show Jay, the breakdown of the atmosphere. Uranus and Neptune are pretty close.
Hey, watch your language.
Yeah, hey, they might be having sex. It might be why one spins sideways. So yeah, it does. It has an inner core, and then it has a frozen layer.
Ooh, Neptune does.
Yeah, and then it has an inner atmosphere and an outer atmosphere.
Okay.
So
if it's floating on an ice core, then yeah, that seems a little different.
well, I don't know what the inner core is made of. I haven't seen it yet, but it does have above the inner core, it has a frozen layer. It looks pretty big layer too. Probably. Let me see if I can put this on the screen. Yeah, hold on. We'll pull it up right quick. Jimmy, it just takes a couple of seconds to switch between screens because you got to drop one screen, pull up another screen. And sometimes they let you.
All right, it's up there. Ooh, wow. Okay, this is Venus.
No, this is Neptune.
Oh, Neptune. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is Neptune. Let me get back on the other page. I can see it. So I mean, you can actually see the atmosphere is pretty dense.
Look
at the frozen layer. Yeah, see how big the frozen layer is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine if
I guess, but the frozen layer, so it must be part of like the liquid part of the planet.
Well, if it ever turns liquid, that's probably where the diamonds are, frozen in damn ice.
Yeah,
compressed in there. That's probably where they made them.
Well, a diamond, both a raw, uncut diamond and a cut diamond, cut for best cut clarity, whatever. You put them in a glass of water, you will not see them. They disappear.
Yeah.
Unless they have an occlusion or a very obvious flaw, you're not going to see them in water. And water is ice. Ice is water.
Oh, it's actually, Jimmy, it's actually in movies they do it, just so people can see. What do we got here? Neptune. Oh, average density. Okay. Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn. It's not showing.
Hey, watch your language.
It's not in the way. It's in the way. Oh, there it is. Okay. So Mercury. What about Mercury? Earth. Average density. We're denser than everybody, but yeah, we're denser than everybody. What the hell? That don't make sense. What am I missing here?
Except for Mars. We're almost twice as heavy as Mars.
That's what I said. We're actually heavier than everybody. 5.514.
Yeah, how are we heavier than Mercury?
Oh no, we're not heavier than Mercury. Mercury's 5.429. And we're 5.
Well, we're 541, or 514.
Yeah, 514. So we're right below them. And then Venus is right below us, and then Mars. And then all that big planets are not. They're way light.
That's because they're mostly gas. But we should still okay, yeah, we are heavier than Mercury, it's still Mercury being the smallest planet should not. Mercury must be made of the most densest materials on the planet. So I bet you there's a lot of diamond. Hey Google, what's the geological makeup of Mercury? Is there a lot of diamonds there?
Mercury is composed mainly of a large metallic core, likely iron and nickel, with a silicate mantle and crust. Recent research suggests there may be a layer of diamond up to 15 kilometers thick trapped between the core and mantle. Scientists believe these diamonds formed as the planet's early, carbon-rich magma ocean cooled and crystallized, leaving behind a wealth of carbon that would have been subjected to the intense pressures found deep.
Okay, Google, stop. 15-mile thick layer of diamond on Mercury. Fuck Mars. I'm going to Mercury.
Oh, Olympus Mons will have the sides of boulders, man. You'll be able to.
There's a 15-mile thick layer.
Yeah, but layer don't mean they're big. It just means there's a lot of them. It might be like, small diamonds. Mars, though, they're
Small,
big,
large. It's
big.
15 miles thick of diamond, sir.
But they might be flawed diamonds. You don't know because we don't know what the process was.
That much you'd think, yeah, okay. So what? So you'll flood the market with cheap, flawed diamonds for those people who can't afford the good ones, and then you sell the good ones to the expensive people.
Oh, so there you go. There's your diamonds all over Mars, all over Neptune. Bam, 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 bam. They look like tadpoles. There's your atmosphere. Oh, 7 million times stronger than Earth.
What do you mean? What do you mean by stronger? But it's in density.
Atmospheric pressure, 7 million times stronger.
Pressure, yeah, okay.
What it means, John, is as soon as you nothing we have on Earth would survive. We just smash instantly. It would be like, yeah, shit would squish our planet like that. Yeah, it's a pretty serious amount of pressure. Of diamonds, liquid that is so dense even chunks of diamonds can form. Huh? Ain't that cute? So it sounds like the galaxy or the solar system is rich with diamonds and gold and platinum.
Well, I from what I understand, the De Beers company, and I don't know the others, like only 2 or 3 big companies that mine diamonds. And I came to find out this is a shocking fact. They own most of Alaska, the De Beers and Sons company. And they mine most of their diamonds from alluvial soil. That means loose, rocky soil, the kind that you find in Alaska. And they don't want you to know that they've conspired with the other 2 mining consortiums. Diamonds and gold are way more abundant on this planet than they want you to believe. Otherwise, they couldn't have driven the prices so high. The fact of the matter is that silver is actually a rarer metal than gold and should be reflective as being more expensive. Yet gold's like 3 or 4 times the price of silver per ounce.
That's because gold is used for electronics.
Well, silver is too.
Not like gold is, though. And not just
with the new
electronics.
AI stuff coming out, they will require more nickel and silver for the AI systems than our internet.
No, your main cores will always use like 18 or 24 karat gold.
They're going to need gold. I'm not saying that, but silver is going to become as equally important.
Actually, no, silver is going to probably get faded out, and for something else, because when you start thinking about the new battery systems, silver would melt. It's not going to be good enough. It can't handle the heat. So they'll actually replace it with something else. Silver, it will end up being one of those things that was great for our society, and then it'll just become deprecated unless we find something else to do with it. But right now, see, remember when we started putting wires in our house? They used silver. Well, they used copper and metal wire. The metal wire, unfortunately, melts. Copper will melt, but it takes way higher temperature to do it, and so it's more likely not to cause a fire. It's the same thing with silver. Silver's a soft, gold's soft, but gold melts in a different way. Gold's kind of silver has this explosive kind of way of melting. Well, generally, no, that's what you're talking about is due to how hot you got it. Anything that's being super overheated has a tendency to want to pop and explode and make a mess. Yeah, it's because you're overheating it and heat's rising and swarming around it. Anyway, Putin launches doomsday radio station. Mid-morning, he's preparing for a false flag attack on the West. Ooh, Putin, you better watch it. Trump's wanting to kick your ass, buddy. And right now, you're embarrassed. I don't even know if your troops are going to fight for you. You're trying to sneak out your country. If I was you, I would just chill. And then I hear the Ukraine steadily kicking your ass lately. They cut them off from Crimea. Yeah, they cut them off. Oh, yeah, they've been launching these massive drone attacks and hitting stuff in Moscow. Matter of fact, he moved their air defense back to Moscow the other day from the border to Moscow to protect the city.
Really?
In the oil refineries, yeah. So what I'm learning about Putin is they are very advanced, but they have been lying about the amount of resources they have. They don't have the amount of tanks they say they do. They don't have the amount of jets they say they do. They don't have the amount of troops they say they do. They don't have a lot of things that they say they do. That's why they've been having to get stuff from North Korea and China. They just don't have it because they haven't had any money in the last 2 decades. And nobody was threatening them. They were bullying everybody else by just sheer force. Said, "Oh yeah, we're badass. Yeah, watch what's going on." Like, and then they would go attack things like Georgia, the little shithole towns. There wasn't going to be much of a fight. Primarily, there wasn't much of a fight. No, his days are getting close. More than likely, if he gets into a war with the West, somebody's going to kill him. Yeah. Oh yeah, somebody's going to kill him.
Maybe we should call him up and say, "Hey, man, I want my cut from your doomsday radio station because I'm doomsday. I don't know where he's coming from."
That's right, punk bastard.
Get that damn European phone out of your ear, you chicken shit.
Is this it? Let me see.
Somebody
sent us this.
The leaked evidence: Iran is desperately trying to stop my analysis. What does that mean?
Yeah, this guy does a breakdown and analysis, contradicts pretty much everything the regular media is saying. He shows you on where the bombings are, how much damage we've actually done, what kind of damage we've done, and he just breaks it all down for everybody. And it makes it to where the media can't argue about it because it's all our film, so you can see everything clear as day. So he's like, no. And then he was showing how much of Iran has actually been destroyed. So we've hit almost 14,000 targets in Iran. That's a lot of damage, people. And then he's the one that debunked, Iran did all kind of damage to one of the bases. They did $1 billion worth of damage. So the guy went there and talked to the people. It put 2 holes in the runway, blew up 1 jet and 2 buildings, and nobody was killed or injured. And that was supposed to be a horrific attack that flattened that base. That's our media said that the Iran flattened that base. I don't think the media thinks when they say stuff like that, because if someone was to flatten a U.S. base, oh, hell would break loose. You think we were bombing them before this started? Shit. Flatten one of our bases, see what happens. All 4 of them aircraft carriers will be launching jets all at the same time. It'll be raining hell in your ass. There'll be B-52s, B-1s, Lancers. There'll be shit dropping from everywhere. We're going to talk about that after a while. You mean the Europeans? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Because they're freaking out. They love it here. Not only that, they're pissed off because they now realize how bad the media lies to them.
Yes. And it's starting to get. I mean, they're starting to realize just how bad. So I mean, I think the revelation is coming because of the World Cup. So if you watch the news, everybody's showing these Europeans that are raving about the country. They're freaking out, and 2 or 3 of them have also said that they couldn't believe the bullshit propaganda they were getting from their country about our country. That everything that they heard about our country is wrong, and they were surprised.
Yeah, they were.
They're surprised that the food is good, that the food is in enormous proportions. And they didn't say anything about being cheap, because it's not.
It's cheaper
and
in
then
there.
also-
No, they've talked about that. They've talked about it. It says it's way cheaper in there.
They said
But
they're
actually,
just
they
like
said
us. We just
everything
do it
is
in bigger, better proportions. That's all there is to it. We're just like them, only we do it bigger and better and
I was
with
listening
more
to
regalia.
one of the Japanese and Korean guys, and he was talking about not only how good the food is, but how much better price it is, how much more food you get. I'm thinking, dude, we're bitching because the portions are getting small. What the hell, man? You're happy because you think they're big. And you know what that tells me? Think about it, Jay. We're bitching because the portions are getting smaller. They're talking about how big the smaller portions are to us. We're like, what? Well, how fucking small is a hamburger over there? Like a slider?
Well, I mean,
Is that a hamburger? I mean, what the fuck?
we are larger than most of the other humans on the planet. So our food portions are bigger because our bodies are bigger. See, in Japan, go look at Japan and China. Their people are smaller. Their food portions tend to be smaller than normal.
But Japan not as much anymore. Japan's catching up.
Yeah,
They're
Korea's
showing
picking up to us too.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is, if you go back and look at someone from Japan or Korea from say 40 years ago, they're going to be 2 inches shorter. They're going to be way skinnier. Guys today over there in Japan are getting to be 5'9", 10, 11, 6 foot, and they're filled out. They're not little skinny guys. They're filled out like American guys. Yeah. Well, one of the things that the Europeans are finding out is how friendly America. And this is what's so funny. I'm listening because they got a bunch of influences from over there, all over Europe, over here, and to the influence, she's like, "Wow, it's so different, and there's so many flags." She said, "We're not even allowed to put this kind of flags up." She said, "Y'all have flags everywhere. Everybody's prideful." She said, "Everybody up here in the north is really nice." And me and my husband were talking about it. And then we went to Louisiana. She said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "Nobody up north got nice like the South does." She is like,
right, yeah.
She said, my 6'2" husband, muscles all over the place, the bodybuilder, was getting ready to go walk in a local convenience. He said, "This little lady opens the door and tells him good afternoon." He was fucking stunned. He said, No, man, how old are they? Oh, no, sir, it's no business how we are in the South. Go on in there. He was stunned. He was like, what the shit? Well, people are nice in the South because we like people. But people are nice in the United States. And what's interesting about this is even though the liberals have been on a freak out lately, even their cities have been prideful lately. So because the tourists are talking about like New York and Seattle, they have flags flying. They're out there doing their thing and celebrating the 250th and the games. Yeah, because it's the way it should be. Oh no, you mean all these people talking about the United States? No, the liberals are freaking over that. They're completely flipped out on that. I watched several videos of them being as hateful as they could without saying stuff that's hateful without trying to be hateful. You know what I mean? They were trying to be like hateful and a slick on the down low. Because it makes them look bad hating people who are loving our country because they're having such a good time. Oh, I watched this one guy eating a massive rib today. He was a mess. He was a mess. Oh, this is 10,000-year-old no tool marks, not from Earth stuff.
Yeah. Well, okay. So why not from Earth? I mean, we keep saying we're not from Earth as humans. We think we may be from Mars.
It has three rows of teeth.
If it was found, this has 3 rows of teeth.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay. So still, though, it doesn't mean it's not from Earth. Chemical compilation testing of the doing rock, if it is rock, would tell you if it was made of material from Earth. It was made of material from Mars, so it'd have a different signature in it, and we would know. Number one. Number two, there are only a few tales of giants having 2 rows of teeth above and below for a set of, 4 sets of teeth in their jaws. So that may be an artistic representation of an extra set of teeth behind the first row, but still, what are the proportions? How close to human skull proportions is it?
It's something about. I'm trying to watch the thing because it's only 40 minutes long, so it's too long for us to play. But it so the crystal itself is not from Earth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before anybody starts off, that doesn't mean it's extraterrestrial. It means the rock itself came. It does not mean it was carved somewhere else and brought here. They could have still been carved here. They just found a piece of crystal that big that landed here.
Did they say where they think it came from?
No. It says it's made of flawless quartz. It's not a flaw in it anywhere. Matter of fact, it goes on to say that the quartz is so unremarkable and so unflawless that it makes them feel like how we make diamonds. So it makes them feel like it's manufactured.
Manufactured.
The quartz, yeah.
It's a lab created geology, which I know is possible because we do it.
Yeah, we do it. But this is beyond our technology currently. It's
well, unless it was formed in, say, it was formed in the confines of space, would that make a difference?
it could. Can't rule that out. You can't rule out gravitational fields messing with it when it was going through space. Unfortunately, those kind of things you just got to take for what they are. They don't give you a clear enough picture. I want to put it on the screen, but they give you these half-ass. This guy's too busy looking at his own self to give me a picture. People, if you're gonna put stuff like this, if you need to put clear pictures on. That's one of the old white skull. Actually, Jenny, there's quite a few crystal skulls out there.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is that a picture of the actual skull or is that an AI picture?
That is an artist renderings of the original picture.
Yeah.
It's what it basically means is that somebody.
And this is a different one from the Mitchell Hedges skull.
Yeah, this one is. Yeah, it's shaped differently. The skull's shaped different.
Is it separate? Is the lower jaw separable?
Let's look and see.
Because Mitchell Hedges' skull, it's two pieces.
You know what? I think it is separate. Let's see. It's hard to tell on here, but there looks like there's a gap in the jaw because it looks like there's light coming through. Oh wait a minute.
Let's make this bigger. Oh, wait, we're not on the same page, I don't think, as you.
No, because this is. So in China, they're saying it came from Mars.
Really?
Yeah. And the CIA is the one who first investigated this.
Wow. Okay. That's important, actually.
They're describing it as an artifact from Mars.
Are they implying that it was carved like that
on Mars? That's what they're implying. It's an artifact from Mars. And that was not made on Earth. Something about they can tell partly by the compression of the crystal itself. It didn't form here, wrong kind of pressure. They're even thinking they may even know what volcano it came from on Mars.
Really? Huh. How do they know that?
Apparently, we've been doing a lot of geology on Mars.
I guess so, yeah. Have to be.
We got 7 layers up there, right? Between us and
what? No, there's more. Yeah, there's like 13 or 14 machines
there. Might be, yeah.
Several
in the atmosphere
and several on the ground.
I know we got 3 rovers in the ground, and Mars got a rover. I mean, not Mars. China got a rover on the ground. The helicopter, I think, is done. I think it's spent, but Jesse, things like these. So it's like the city we showed you a little while ago, the 10,000-year-old city. Here's another Cuban city. Because it's important. Well, tonight, the news is really slow tonight. So, I mean, we're going to talk about Trump's polls a little bit after a while and some of the new polling numbers. But you mean the pool, the reflecting pool? So they caught like 9 people now.
Yeah. They have evidence of like, I think 11 or 13 people that they think may have also created damage. So there's a few more they're still looking for.
Well, I tore somebody up yesterday because they wrote, "Oh, it's been analyzed and it's just a little out." No, it's not what they said. They said some of the algae they knew what pond it came from, what spot it came from in Baltimore. They found 5 different types of algae from 5 different areas. They said people must have been bringing it in 5-gallon buckets and dumping it in there. And the amount of algae there was an impossible amount of algae for just 3 or 4 days worth of water. They said it didn't even have enough time to bloom that much. So there's no doubt that it was thick. Now, what bothers me is the lining. Okay, so the people cutting the lining with a
like an X-Acto knife or a box cutter, yes.
Well, one of the things that got one of the people today, they were telling me, look, see, it's just peeling. I said, shit don't peel with straight lines, baby.
Yeah.
She's like, what? I said, stuff don't peel with straight lines. I'm sorry.
Well, the other thing is, there's the one guy, I don't know which, I think it was CNN, but there was the one guy who goes, look, it's peeling up, and he grabs it and pulls it out of the water. It's like, yeah, of course it's peeling up, because you're pulling on it. Yeah.
And then they tried to say Trump's motorcade go over across it. They do know it's a pool, right? And it sinks down. There's no ramps that go into it anywhere or come out of it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who? And wait, and people believe it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, people. I said, let me put a picture of the pool up for y'all. I said, if we had to drive down here, I said, in other words, this car would have to fall in and hit the ground down there, then drive across, and then they would have to lift it up to get it out the pool.
Yeah, it's only 2 or 3 feet deep all the way through. So anything, unless it's 4-wheel drive, anything that gets in there isn't getting back out on its own cognition.
Yeah, so but the fact that people even do that, it just burns my ass. Well, it's like Trump. So, no, I didn't vote for Trump. So, but sometimes it pisses me off when I have to take up for a president because I'll listen to this. So this president eventually is going to go down. It's one of the greatest presidents in history because he's done things that no other president's done. 8 peace deals in 8 months. No one on this planet in its entire history has ever done that. Ever. That's a first. Brought in $25 trillion in 4 months. No one's ever done that on the planet, ever. And he's got another $5 trillion coming on top of that. And out of that $25 trillion, already $14 trillion of it's into our economy. He's locked unemployment at 4.3%. It's been there since he got it down, and that's where it stayed. Gas now, of course, everybody knows is dropping. We're paying. Yeah. We're paying $2.52 a gallon. Is what we're paying.
We got $3.93 up here across the street, and it's down 20 cents from last week.
And Trump's on their ass. Matter of fact, ask Google price per gallon. I mean, not price per gallon, price per barrel.
Hey, Google, what's the price per crude barrel?
As of late today, June 26, 2026, the price for a barrel of crude oil is approximately $69.23.
Oh, shit. Okay.
$69.
Okay, people. Trump said this yesterday. We're getting fucked. So when we went to war, it was $60 a barrel. I was paying $1.62 a gallon. So
I think we were paying like $2.85 on the high end and like $2.50, $2.40 on the low.
So currently it's only $9 a barrel more, which means our gas should be $1.80, not $2.50. Yeah, this is bullshit. Trump's gonna have to come down on these people like a ton of fucking bricks. I tell them, look, you want to play that game? Then guess what? We're gonna start taxing you. We're gonna tax you on a tax that you can't add back to your wages. No, because it's bullshit. Yeah, I mean, go look for yourself. When we went to war, it was $60 a barrel. When Trump took office, it was $100 a barrel.
Yeah.
And the highest
I think it was actually like 110, 105 when he took office.
The highest it got under Joe Biden was $144 a barrel. Now, I noticed they're trying to scrub that off the internet, but unfortunately for them, what they do is they change the AIs and tell them stuff. They change other stuff. But what happens with the internet is once you've posted some stuff, it's never going away. You can try to hide it, or you can try to change what people first see, but if you do searches, you'll find it every time. It's just what it is. Actually, we missed the break, Doofus. That's Jay's fault.
Yeah.
Jay's in charge of breaks, not me. I'm just here for the ride. Hey, Mitch, I didn't see you come in. So let's take a look at this. Oh no, Jack.
Underwater city near Cuba stuns researchers.
So wait, if I can find it again, there it is. Let's click on it. Let's see. Oh wait, we're gonna have pictures here. I have to switch pages.
Yeah, you might have to switch pages because if you open something else up, it's not here.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna switch right now. Jesse Lee, it's hold on, I'm gonna put these up.
Let's see.
Actually, I thought about changing the name of the chat to like a clip show. Well, because we do a lot of clips because it makes our life easier. Is this a full screen? Is this full screen? Yeah, it's full screen.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Ooh.
how cute, whatever that is. Divers. Okay, that ain't got nothing to do with no sunken city. Oh, that's cute, but that ain't no
That's a
sunken
nice
city.
camera.
Okay,
Fisheye
what we got
lens.
here?
That looks like a statue of a dude in a shirt, like a collared shirt, like a modern. It looks like modern pants too.
Let's
So
see.
I'm gonna call probably bullshit on that. That is a little more believable. Wow, they found a camera down there. Oh, look at all those tools they found. Are you sure you got the right article?
No, that's it. There, no, there it is. That's another thing on it.
Weird. That looks Asian.
That does look Asian.
And where this is off Cuba?
Yeah.
Well, for which end? The west end, north end,
well,
south end, east end?
I guess I was in that picture. That's what the problem is. Let's go see if it even says. Discoveries like Cuba underwater raises important questions about conservation ecology. No, we don't care about all that. Let's go backwards. What? That's somebody needs to go buy them a better set than that. I mean, come on. That's like 101 rookie set. Let's see. I don't want to go backwards for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Biggest mystery surrounding the site is the identity of the people who may have created it. So they're saying it's. So these were representations of well-known societies before the Americas, before the known civilizations in the Americas.
Well, I definitely see that. That's probably I don't know if that's Etruscan but Italian. I would say the one in the back is Greek. The horse appears to be in the Italian marble style. Are those? Is that a cap on a pillar back there? Wait, I don't. Is it a roof cap? I can't tell what that is. It looks like one of those roof cap fans, you know. And then there's
It actually looks like a clam on top of a pedestal.
Yeah,
which I can't really tell if that's what it is or not. But
there are three types of columns that I'm familiar with: Ionic, Doric, and the I forget what the third one's called. But there's only three types of columns from those eras.
This is definitely part of it.
It looks like jeans and a t-shirt, like a regular polo shirt.
It's hard to tell though in this picture because it's so dark. And,
I don't know. It's weird.
And it's right there. So so sometime in the past, 10 to 15,000 years ago, there was an advanced civilization living in where Cuba is today. They may have all been connected back then, and may not have been, because they showed the Gulf used to intrude into the Americas pretty far. I don't know, Jesse. They're just kind of dumbfounded, is what it sounds like. It's not supposed to be there, is what it is. It shouldn't exist. That's one of their favorite things now. It shouldn't exist.
Yeah, and popular clickbait title.
What are you talking about? In Iran? The Americans could push for regime change, but in the end, if we do that, it's going to kind of make us responsible, and we don't want to babysit Iran for the next 20 years like we did with Iraq. It's bad enough we're going to be dealing with Venezuela. Yeah. Rubio really wants to bring Venezuela and Cuba into the fold and either make them a very strong ally or a territory. He was talking about it today.
Yeah, I don't disagree with him either.
It's a good idea. Venezuela has the largest single reserve of any country in the world. We have the most production. You put the two together, we become dangerous. Plus, Iran's going to have to give us oil. Oh, all right. We'll talk about that next, Jimmy. So, the Iran deal is interesting. Trump said, okay, look, we're going to give you incentives. We're not going to give you any money because you really fucking pissed me off. And I don't want to have to kill you anymore. So I'm not going to give you any money. If I give you money, I'm going to have to kill you. So Trump goes, we'll give you incentives to work with other Arab nations to get things going and allow them to invest in your country. So as it stands right now, ladies and gentlemen, no one's allowed to invest in Iran without the United States permission. So that's an unconditional surrender is what that is.
Yeah.
And pretty
Well, I
much
think that's what he's been asking for, and they've been fighting it. So
so
they
he's
still
saying, and he's also saying that we get to inspect uranium anytime we want, anyhow. Also, we're going to take your pancake uranium and give it to China so they can build real nukes and give them back to you. 50 years from now. No, James, we'll probably use that. We'll probably give that or sell that to somebody for energy. Pancake uranium. Or we'll sell it to our own reactor companies. Depending on how good it is. No, that was Hillary Clinton gave Russia 20% of our uranium. Like Russia needed 20% of our fucking uranium. It's got its own uranium. And from what I hear, we didn't get nothing but cash out of the deal, not even the right amount of cash.
Yeah, I believe they stiffed us.
They might have. I wouldn't doubt that. Utah declares emergency as nation's largest wildfire spreads. Oh, nation's largest wildfire spreads. Kate Kirk, the basketball girl. She's cool. She likes to stir shit, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, she's definitely in the news tonight.
Yeah, she did. Well, they say because she didn't get an award or whatever it was.
Well, also because she got allegedly punched in the throat during a ball scramble.
Yeah, they beat up on her all the time, and not just it's black women, and they've been calling her racist, but the league's too chicken shit to call it out. So now Caitlin's going to sue the league and them, and then they won't have a choice but to call it out. Because people want to cheat to win. They think because she's a white girl, they can beat up on her. She just don't put up with it. She ain't putting up.
No, and she's also somewhat, from what I understand, a bit of a basketball prodigy too.
Yeah. I have heard that Diddy's going to get out early. Like a full year early. I know, not so much for that. So getting back to the peace deal, if Iran goes along with everything and does everything that they're supposed to, then there's one deal where Saudi Arabia can come in with the Arab Emirates, and it's a $380 billion investment into Iran's infrastructure. And there's a couple of projects like that. So they can build back Iran, they can build it back fast and better, but everybody wants guarantees that this is the end of Iran peddling, terrorism in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, Gene, so this is the other problem. They're not even sure that the assholes that fired the missiles this morning even know about the peace deal. They said it is so disjointed, and half of the people are pushing against the mullahs now. They're thinking this is a time for regime change. And it is. Well, if they wouldn't have killed 30,000 people, they might have had enough people to have regime change.
They were saying about regime change today. I forget the general's name, but the general that recently just died, they were saying on the news that he was feared by just about everybody, even in the Iran regime. So it seemed like they weren't easily to go against him. They were afraid of him, sort of. And they're glad that he's been killed, but it's still there's no unity. That their government is spiraling out of control. There's Rubio said it the right way today. He said that they would they'll say one thing, but their actions speak completely different words.
Oh yeah. So that's just part of what's going on there, Jesse.
They're playing the same game. They have never stopped, and I don't know why we're still even negotiating with these people. I just blow them the blank up. So some whistleblowers came out,
said the Pentagon had more UFO data than the public saw. Insiders are claiming this. And I read the full article. It seems like there's quite a bit of data that hasn't given back. But why does that not surprise me? Even a little bit. Well, this is the one I was talking about earlier, Jay. The atmosphere.
Yeah, okay.
The ocean. Suggested signs of alien life.
And an ocean world. Wow.
Yeah, discovered on an ocean.
What's the name of the planet?
It's not on here, but this is like the fourth or fifth ocean world they think they found life on.
Yeah.
Well, look, people, when I was a kid, they always talked about how dry the universe is. We're finding out that's a load of shit.
Yeah.
The universe seems to be extremely wet.
Look, with hydrogen being the most popular, the most, it's all over. It's the most, abundant resource in the universe right now. There can only be one conclusion, that there's twice as much liquid water floating around this galaxy and all galaxies than we're aware of, or that we think.
Okay, data from the James Webb Space Telescope exoplanet K2-18b has revealed the strongest hint yet of biological activity outside the solar system, according to the University of Cambridge.
And how far back are we seeing into this planet? Like what? How
It's
many
not
years?
giving-
How many
let me
months?
see. It's not giving any more data than that. Let's see what it's saying over here. Ocean. I'd have to look up K2 just to see where it's located. Okay, they're showing it in orbit, but that's not telling me dead jack. It's no point of reference. Where's our sun? Well, Jeff, you get a point of reference in no distance. Yeah, it's just basic math. It's not even anything advanced. Okay, let's see. Maybe this will tell us. K2-18b, also known as EPIC 2019-252-52b. 124 light years.
124 light years. So 124,000 years in the past. We're talking.
No, 124. Just 124 light. Yeah, just 124 years. Not 124,000. Just 124. So it's 124 light years. That's still a long ways back. That's what we were 124 years ago. Turn of the 19th century, right? The invention of the car and pollution, basically. in the start of World War I. Interesting time. Well, you got to remember, whatever we're seeing right now, Jesse, is from 124 years ago. Because it takes that long for the light from that planet to reach our planet. But somehow James Webb can jump that.
What do you mean jump that?
It seems that James Webb gives updated times. I've asked several people how it does this. No one's been able. It's because the only way it should be able to do it is if the signal's traveling faster than the speed of light, there and back.
Yeah, it'd be happy speeding.
No, Jesse. I said that wrong. No, we don't wait for a return signal from the planet because it's 124 light years away. We actually are intercepting the light of the planet coming here. That's what we're doing. And then we can send it through and we can let it go there. But it's like that one planet they found where they sent the beam through the atmosphere. I'm still trying to figure out how they did that. No, I know how the beam would go through the atmosphere, just the way you aimed it. But that's not the point. We're talking light speeds. And even that planet was still like 20 light years out. So
and even until just recently, it used to be that the speed of the speed limit of the universe was 186,000 miles per second, the speed of light.
Yep.
But we now know that there are particles that travel faster than light. So that is possible.
Yes.
If nature can do it, we can do it.
The first time, Jenny, they found out that we could travel fast speed of light was thanks to Jupiter. They were measuring light coming and leaving Jupiter, and they realized that light slowed down and then sped up as it was pulled and pushed around Jupiter. And it actually broke the speed of light. It was actually traveling faster.
You know, what caused that was prior to that they were seeing stars disappearing and reappearing, and sometimes they were able to see a star when they realized they shouldn't because it's supposed to be behind Jupiter, but it's in front. So when they realized that Jupiter was not only doing that, it was changing the speed from which the particles of light were hitting or at least Jupiter's atmosphere. So it can accelerate or decelerate light.
So this planet is a sub-Neptune, about 2.6 times the radius of Earth, with a 33-day orbit within the habitable zone of the sun. It's water vapor, carbon dioxide just discovered. So they know they have liquid water, and they know it's carbon dioxide. The water ocean planet, hydrogen-rich atmosphere.
Well, we just talked about that. So it's a living planet with a hydrogen-rich atmosphere. What does that mean? Is it we can't live in it? So it's bacterial?
I don't know what it means until we get there and go find out. I mean, life adjusts. So if it's life's been there from the beginning, it probably grew like it just did here.
Yeah.
Well, no, Michael. So when life started here, it was a splat. It was nothing. Amoebas, one cell. Now there was a variety of them, but they were just that. It took a long time for them one cells to get into multi-cells and then finally get into animals. You know, so originally they gave life on the planet 750 million years ago. Right now they pushed it back to about 1.3, 1.5 billion years. But that's still, we're almost 5 billion year old planet. So it still took it almost 3 billion years to spark into what life is, what started life that's here today. And that's if you believe humans came, or this planet the whole entire planet could have been seeded as far as we know. Well, there's just such a vast amount of life. Science talks about that all the time. It's overwhelming. And it's not just, you know, it's a vast amount of life for everything. Humans, animals, bugs, fish.
Yeah, and most of the life on this planet is extinct. In fact, 99.99% of it is extinct.
Well, that's just because we've had 5 great extinctions. Yeah.
And
So,
and that makes us part of the 0.01% that are the remaining surviving creatures. That's a phenomenal statistic.
What do you mean how to find that out? I just typed in the name of that, the number of the planet, and all that information came from. And that's a great thing these days. It really is. Let's see. No, this could be very sensitive. What is this? Oh yes, what is this? Wait, who is this idiot? Get off our screen, dude. We don't know who you are. Hey, wait. Did I shoot the wrong button? Oh, there it is. Okay. Get off. There we go. The most secretive aircraft program in history just got confirmed.
Oh, yeah?
Here's what we've been hiding. This looks like the whatchamacallit.
Yeah. Oh, it's something up in another window.
Yeah, I just did. It just opened another window. Hold on a second. Let's flip them to replay, guys. About 5 minutes. If y'all want to take a little quick break, go ahead. We're gonna do a break when we come back. You might even be a break following this. You know what? I think there will be. So we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna play something following it, and then we'll be back. So we'll take it the bottom of the out. Basically.
Is it their one? Oh no, that's not the one, is it?
No. Hold on. Remove. Well, no. Sometime on Power Talk, Jenny, it won't let you flip between screens. You have to manually do it. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah. So what's this? That's F-47. Okay. So.
Welcome back to the channel, aviation enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and controversial topics in modern aviation.
Can you make it bigger?
72, the rumored successor to the iconic SR-71 Blackbird. Is this aircraft more than just a myth? Let's find out. First, let's set the stage. The SR-71 Blackbird was a marvel of engineering, capable of flying at speeds exceeding Mach 3. This legendary reconnaissance aircraft operated until the late 1990s, gathering critical intelligence while evading enemy defenses. As technology has advanced, the need for even faster and more capable reconnaissance platforms has become evident. Enter the SR-72, often referred to as the son of Blackbird. Recent developments suggest that Lockheed Martin's highly anticipated uncrewed hypersonic aircraft, the SR-72, is
what are they calling it? The Skybird or something like that?
25, believed to be a top secret project for the United States Air Force. The SR-72 is expected to reach speeds over 4,000 miles per hour, approximately 6,000 437 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest plane ever developed. Its primary functions will likely include intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance ISR activities similar to its predecessor.
Yeah, so have a couple of weapons on it. You can
The
do it.
SR-72 apart is not just its incredible speed,
I
but
think it
also
goes
its
Mach
design.
7.
Unlike the manned SR-71, the SR-72
Prebiotic fiber for a healthy gut. Anytime, anywhere. Benefiber.
is expected to be unmanned and reusable, allowing for operations in environments where piloted aircraft would be at significant risk. Its design is reported to be over 100 feet long, mirroring the size of the SR-71, but with advanced capabilities that leverage modern technology.
Yeah, no crew means you can do
During
maneuvers
a
the SR-71
2020
couldn't.
congressional hearing, Air Force officials hinted at a next-generation aircraft capable of hypersonic flight. While they didn't explicitly name the SR-72, the implications were clear. This acknowledgement could suggest that the aircraft is indeed under development, signaling a substantial leap forward in aerial reconnaissance capabilities. The SR-72 is also believed to be linked with Lockheed Martin's new high-speed strike weapon, HSSW, which is designed to enhance its striking capabilities. This weapon system could fire hypersonic missiles faster than any existing systems, achieving hypersonic speeds almost instantaneously and maintaining them for longer durations. Imagine the strategic advantages this could provide in combat scenarios, much like the exhilarating aerial maneuvers we see in Top Gun, Maverick. The film captures the thrill of high-speed flight, but the reality of hypersonic capabilities presents a new frontier in air combat. So why is hypersonic technology so crucial? To operate effectively in modern warfare, the SR-72 will need to evade advanced air defenses. The military recognizes that achieving speeds above Mach 5 is essential to staying ahead.
Tough headaches got you down?
Uh-oh.
New Excedrin Rapid Relief relieves tough headaches fast. It starts to work in 15 minutes with fast release technology, getting you back on your feet right when you need it. Excedrin Rapid Relief from your head pain experts.
Of adversaries. The development of a turbine-based combined cycle TBCC hypersonic propulsion system is at the forefront of this project. This advanced engine combines traditional turbofan engines used in tactical aircraft with a scramjet capable of sustaining hypersonic speeds. It represents a major leap in propulsion technology, ensuring that the SR-72 can take off and land safely while also achieving speeds that will allow it to traverse vast distances in a fraction of the time. Think about flying from the US to Europe in just an hour and a half. As we reflect on the potential of the SR-72, it's essential to consider the technological advancements that have occurred since the SR-71. Jet engine technology has improved significantly over the past 6 decades, but hypersonic capabilities require even more sophisticated systems. The military must overcome the challenge of creating an engine that can operate at subsonic speeds for takeoff and landing, while still achieving the hypersonic speeds necessary for combat. In Top Gun, Maverick, we witnessed the thrilling dynamics of aerial combat, highlighting the importance of speed and agility. The SR-72 could redefine these dynamics, allowing for rapid intelligence gathering and strike capabilities that would leave adversaries scrambling to react. Moreover, the funding for projects like the SR-72 often remains classified, leaving many details shrouded in secrecy. However, the significant investments the government has made in hypersonic technology indicate a serious commitment to developing the SR-72 and maintaining air superiority. The stakes are higher than ever, and as we see in Top Gun, Maverick, having the edge in speed and technology can make all the difference in high-stakes situations. The success of the SR-72 will depend on collaboration between government agencies, military branches, and defense contractors, reminiscent of the teamwork seen in Top Gun. Each entity plays a vital role in ensuring that this cutting-edge aircraft becomes a reality. In conclusion,
don't let heartburn get in the way of the food you love. Get fast, powerful relief with Tums. Every game's better when you love food back.
The SR-72 is not just a fleeting thought or a Hollywood fantasy. With hints of government acknowledgement, significant funding, and the pursuit of advanced hypersonic technologies, it may very well be on the horizon. The legacy of the Blackbird lives on, and the excitement surrounding the SR-72 promises to keep aviation enthusiasts on the edge of their seats. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the SR-72, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more aviation content. What are your thoughts on the SR-72? Is it the next big thing in aerial reconnaissance? Let us know in the comments below.
Do a much better video. Sorry, buddy. Nice try, though.
China shocked the world by revealing not one, but two sixth-generation fighters in December 2024.
There you go.
Military experts panicked. Social media exploded with claims that America had fallen behind.
Yeah.
Defense stocks plummeted by 14%. But here's what they didn't know. While China was showing off prototypes making their first flights, America had already been secretly flying the world's most advanced fighter for 5 years.
Yep.
The Boeing F-47 isn't just another aircraft. It's a technological revolution that makes every other fighter on Earth look like a museum piece. This is the untold story of how America built the ultimate air dominance machine. Welcome to Jet Insight, where we uncover the most fascinating stories in military aviation. What you're about to discover will completely change how you think about modern air warfare. The F-47 represents the biggest leap in fighter technology since the Wright brothers first took to the skies. We're talking about capabilities so advanced that even revealing basic specifications could compromise national security. Controls the skies for the next 50 years. Traditional air combat is dead. Today's battles happen at hypersonic speeds, across vast distances, with artificial intelligence making split-second decisions that human pilots simply cannot match. China understands this reality. Their surprise reveal of the J-36 and J-50 wasn't accidental. December 26th, Mao Zedong's birthday, was chosen deliberately to send a message to the world. The massive J-36, nicknamed the Ginkgo Leaf, features a revolutionary 3-engine configuration optimized for energy generation. The smaller J-50 showcases advanced thrust vectoring and stealth technology that rivals anything America has shown publicly. Defense analysts worldwide declared China the winner of the 6th-generation race. Military forums buzzed with discussions about American decline, but they were all missing a crucial piece of the puzzle: America's secret advantage. While the world focused on China's public demonstrations, America was conducting the most classified flight test program in aviation history. The F-47 program didn't start in 2025 when Boeing won the contract. It began in 2014 under DARPA's Aerospace Innovation Initiative. Here's the shocking truth. America has been secretly flying full-scale F-47 demonstrators since 2019. Not mock-ups, not computer simulations. Actual flying aircraft logging hundreds of flight hours in restricted California airspace. When President Trump announced the F-47 program in March 2025, he wasn't revealing a future concept. He was declassifying a mature weapons system already years ahead of any competition.
Yeah.
This explains why Boeing could start manufacturing the first production F-47 just months after winning the contract. This explains why the Air Force confidently predicts first flight in 2028 and operational capability by 2029. The groundwork was laid years ago. General Ulvin confirmed this when he stated, "For the past 5 years, the X-planes for this aircraft have been quietly laying the foundation for the F-47, flying hundreds of hours, testing cutting-edge concepts, and proving that we can push the envelope of technology with confidence." Revolutionary design philosophy. The F-47 abandons traditional fighter design completely. Where previous generations focused on speed and maneuverability, the F-47 prioritizes what military strategists call sensor-to-shooter compression, the ability to detect, identify, target, and destroy enemies faster than they can react. This aircraft doesn't just fly, it orchestrates entire battle networks. The pilot becomes a battlefield conductor, controlling swarms of artificial intelligence-powered drones, while the F-47's advanced sensors paint a real-time picture of threats across hundreds of miles. The stealth technology alone represents a quantum leap forward. The Air Force describes it as stealth plus, far beyond anything on the F-22 or F-35. We're talking about all-aspect broadband stealth that makes the aircraft virtually invisible across multiple spectrums simultaneously. Radar signatures so small They register as
So
atmospheric
after you've seen
noise,
the F-22 in
infrared
action,
signatures
by
so
far,
reduced
this
that
is the most
heat-seeking
advanced
missiles
jet.
lose lock even at close range. But stealth is just the beginning. The F-47's adaptive cycle engine,
Premium cuts of meat.
He's got that
without the
Sequoia,
premium
what,
price.
56 or whatever it is.
It's an oldie.
Cool ass plane.
allow
They
it
only
to
got like
cruise
two
at
of them.
supersonic speeds without afterburners, what's called super cruise, while generating massive amounts of electrical power. This power feeds advanced directed energy weapons, electronic warfare systems, and the most sophisticated sensor suite ever mounted on a fighter aircraft. The tyranny of distance solution. America's greatest military challenge isn't technology, it's geography. The vast Pacific Ocean creates what strategists call the tyranny of distance. Traditional fighters like the F-35 were designed for European theaters where bases are close and conflicts happen over relatively short ranges. The Indo-Pacific is different. Here, fighter jets must travel thousands of miles, operate without ground support, and maintain air superiority across oceanic distances that would drain any conventional aircraft. The F-47 solves this problem with a combat radius exceeding 1,000 nautical miles. That's roughly 25% more range than current fighters. But raw range numbers don't tell the full story. The F-47 can maintain supersonic cruise speeds across these distances while supporting multiple drone wingmen and conducting electronic warfare operations simultaneously. This capability transforms Pacific strategy completely. F-47s can operate from bases deep inside friendly territory, while projecting power across the entire First Island chain. They can reach targets that previously required risky aerial refueling operations or forward-based deployments. The drone revolution.
Hey, it's me, your skin. I demand new CeraVe Hydrating HA Water Gel with hyaluronic acid plus 3 skin-identical ceramides and patent-pending ceramide booster tech for 3 days of plumping hydration that absorbs in 3 seconds. CeraVe.
Perhaps the most revolutionary aspect of the F-47 isn't the aircraft itself. It's how it changes the nature of air combat through drone integration. The F-47 serves as a quarterback for what the Air Force calls collaborative combat aircraft, intelligent drones that extend the fighter's reach and multiply its effectiveness. These aren't simple remote-controlled aircraft. CCAs use artificial intelligence to make independent tactical decisions while following the F-47's strategic direction. A single F-47 pilot can coordinate multiple drone wingmen, each carrying different weapon loads and sensor packages optimized for specific mission roles. Imagine this scenario. An F-47 approaches enemy airspace with 4 CCA wingmen. 2 drones carry long-range air-to-air missiles. One specializes in electronic warfare and jamming. The 4th carries ground attack munitions. The F-47's advanced sensors detect enemy fighters at extreme range. The pilot assigns targets to the missile-carrying drones while directing the electronic warfare CCA to jam enemy communications. The ground attack drone simultaneously strikes enemy air defense systems. This coordination happens in milliseconds. Enemy pilots face not one aircraft, but an entire networked formation operating with superhuman precision and reaction times. Traditional fighter tactics become obsolete, serious intent to challenge American naval air power. However, prototype flights and operational deployment are vastly different challenges. China's aircraft industry has historically struggled with reliable engine development. The WS-15 engines for their J-20 fighter face significant delays, suggesting similar challenges for 6th-generation power plants. More critically, China lacks America's extensive experience with stealth operations, electronic warfare integration, and networked combat systems. The F-22 and F-35 programs provided decades of operational knowledge that directly benefits F-47 development. Chinese engineers are essentially starting from scratch in many critical areas. Military analysts estimate China's 6th-generation fighters won't achieve it.
So you're telling me that I don't get paid until after my event? How should I know? Stop getting clowned by your ticketing company. With Ticket Spice, get paid in real time as you sell tickets. The right choice couldn't be more clear. Initial operational capability until the mid-2030s at the earliest.
By then, the F-47 will have been operational for at least 5 years, with continuous upgrades and capability improvements based on real-world experience. Advanced weapons systems. The F-47's weapons bay can accommodate munitions that don't exist on any current fighter. We're talking about hypersonic missiles that travel at 5 times the speed of sound while maintaining stealth characteristics. Smart weapons that can change targets mid-flight based on real-time intelligence updates. Directed energy systems that disable enemy electronics or destroy incoming missiles at the speed of light. Traditional air-to-air missiles become obsolete when your opponent moves too fast for mechanical guidance systems to track. The F-47's weapons are designed for this new reality, using artificial intelligence, networked sensors, and adaptive flight profiles that make interception nearly impossible. The aircraft's internal weapons storage maintains stealth profiles while carrying more munitions than external pylons on conventional fighters. Multiple weapon types can be carried simultaneously, allowing the F-47 to engage air, ground, and electronic targets during single missions. But perhaps most importantly, the F-47's weapons integrate seamlessly with CCA drone arsenals. The pilot can redistribute munitions across the entire formation, optimize weapon selection for specific targets, and coordinate simultaneous attacks that overwhelm enemy defenses through sheer complexity and timing. Electronic warfare dominance. Modern air combat isn't just about missiles and guns. It's about controlling the electromagnetic spectrum. The F-47 represents a revolution in electronic warfare capabilities, featuring systems so advanced that many details remain classified years after development began. The aircraft's skin incorporates sensors that create a three-dimensional electronic picture of the battlespace. Enemy radar signatures, communication frequencies, and electronic emissions are automatically cataloged and analyzed. The F-47 doesn't just avoid enemy sensors, it actively manipulates them, creating false targets, ghost formations, and electronic phantoms that confuse enemy defenses. This capability extends to offensive operations. The F-47 can jam enemy communications, disrupt guidance systems, and even insert false commands into enemy networks. Imagine enemy missiles receiving targeting updates that send them off course, or air defense systems that suddenly see friendly aircraft as threats. Combined with CCA operations, this creates what military strategists call electronic dominance, complete control over enemy sensors and communications across vast areas. Enemy forces become blind, deaf, and mute. Also ensures production scalability. While China struggles to manufacture reliable engines in sufficient quantities, American industry can ramp up F-47 production to meet any threat level. The industrial base that produced victory in World War II remains America's ultimate strategic advantage. Global implications and allied partnerships. The F-47's capabilities extend beyond American air superiority. They enable allied operations that maintain democratic values worldwide. NATO partners benefit from American electronic warfare capabilities and networked intelligence sharing. Pacific allies gain extended air cover across oceanic distances that previously left them vulnerable. This technological leadership reinforces America's position as the security guarantor for free nations worldwide. Countries choose American partnerships not just for immediate protection, but for access.
3, 2, 1. New CeraVe Hydrating HA Water Gel. 3 days of plumping hydration absorbed in 3 seconds. That's sealed in with a watertight barrier. 94% of your skin felt supple and looked smoother.
I thought it was zit cream at first. I guess not.
With dermatologists.
To military technologies that ensure long-term security independence. The economic implications are equally significant. F-47 technology drives innovation across multiple industries, from materials science to artificial intelligence to advanced manufacturing. American companies maintain technological leadership that translates into economic beginning of operational capability development. Initial operational capability by 2029 means Air Force pilots will begin training on systems that redefine air warfare. The planned fleet of 185-plus aircraft directly replaces the F-22 Raptor force while providing significantly enhanced capabilities. Unlike the F-22, which remains highly classified and export restricted, the F-47 may eventually support allied operations, creating integrated air defense networks that span continents. Each F-47 costs less than an F-22 while delivering exponentially greater capability. This cost efficiency enables larger fleet sizes and more extensive training programs. American pilots will gain operational experience on 6th-generation systems years before any potential adversary achieves similar capabilities. The deployment strategy prioritizes specific operations while maintaining flexibility for global missions. F-47s can forward deploy from American bases while maintaining supply chains and technical support that overseas adversaries cannot match. The technological ecosystem. The F-47 succeeds because it represents more than just an aircraft. It's the centerpiece of an entire technological ecosystem that includes advanced engines, sophisticated weapons, intelligent drones, and networking capabilities that transform individual aircraft into components of larger military systems. The Next Generation Adaptive Propulsion Program provides engines that adapt their configuration in flight, optimizing for either speed or fuel efficiency, depending on mission requirements. These power plants generate electrical power levels that enable directed energy weapons and electronic warfare systems, previously impossible on fighter-sized platforms. Weapons development parallels aircraft advancement, creating munitions specifically designed for 6th-generation platforms. These aren't just improved versions of existing weapons. They're entirely new concepts that exploit the F-47's unique capabilities. The collaborative...
We got to pause this for just a second. So how much do you think it cost to build the F-22? I remember it was pretty high.
I thought it was $47 million.
Shit. Don't you wish?
That's per unit. Now, that's not...
No, Jay, you're going to shit. Hold on. I knew it was high. I thought it was 100 million.
Okay, guess again. 1.2 billion.
So I thought it was going to be like 100 million. So it's a what did I just had it in front of me? What did I do with it? What the hell did I do with it?
I don't know. What'd you do?
I put it somewhere. I just had it in front of me. Anyway, it was 150 billion.
150 billion?
No, million. A million.
Oh.
I think I got to go find to be sure.
That's 1.5 billion. That's what I said. Yeah. 100 million is 1 billion, I do believe.
There it is. Okay, yeah, it's 150 million per aircraft. But by the time you do all upgrades and all new suite packages, it's 350 million in aircraft. The Raptor's a bad beast, and it is the most classified aircraft we got. Even today, it's been out for what, 20 years?
It's been out a while. I don't know how long, but yeah.
It's been out for a while. I mean, it was before the F-35. And that's why we only have 122 of the bitches. That's $350 million. So it's 150 million just to, get it built up, stock, roll it to the Air Force, and say, okay, here, play with it. But you heard what he said. It's restricted. We don't even sell it to our allies. Makes you wonder what kind of fucking stealth this thing has.
Yeah. Oh, it said stealth plus and multiple platforms. So what that means is it's probably invisible. Well, it's not invisible to radar. They said in radar it looks like an atmospheric anomaly, like a cloud or a storm front moving in or moving out, something to that effect. What it actually means is, electronically speaking, radar, lidar, and sonar probably it's completely invisible. Again, like I said, especially with the radar type, the weather type radar, it looked like a weather anomaly. With digital cameras, it's probably invisible to the digital lens, but not the emulsion lens. And to the human eye, it's probably invisible due to electronics. Yeah.
So the estimated cost of the F-47 is around 300 million per unit. And that comes with the Next Generation Air Dominance package.
What does that mean? Explain that.
That's what the guy was talking about. When it sees all those multiple targets, it hides you. It sees the targets, it can kill you before they can actually kill you now before you even know you've been seen.
Yeah, outside of your weapons range. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so you're flying along, and they launch a stealth missile at your ass, and all of a sudden you look up, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Because that Raptor or that F-47 knew where you were if you were still out,
Well, I imagine also the complete surprise. You're an enemy combatant flying your plane. You have nothing on your scopes that says there's a enemy plane nearby. You have no adrenaline rush, no nothing, no indication that there's enemy fighters in the area, and all of a sudden your alarms go off that you've been locked on. $5 says you have about 3 seconds to get your shit together, or you're dead. If in the first 3 seconds you hear the alarms, you don't shoot your chaff or change your vector, you're dead, instantly dead. As soon as you hear that alarm.
Yeah. Oh, now see, the Air Force sounds like they're putting it out here. It said, what's it say? Budgetary cost. The F-47 expected to fluctuate with research and development spending, raising nearly $5.3 billion in the fiscal year of 2028. And let's see, where did it go? So they're only planning on building 185 of them.
185 total? Wow, okay, that's a lot.
US, no. What are you talking about? That's nothing. We only got 120 something of the Raptors. Oh no, F-35 is like a 2,000 or something. You know, the Air Force has like 13,000 combat planes and jets and shit.
Well, they have at least 30,000 planes, but they're not all combat. Some of them are
no. They have 26,000 planes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they got. You know, because everybody's talking about China's Air Force. I was like, no.
Yeah, you combine all of ours with the non-combative planes. We've got more than them by far.
Oh, what's that, Dean? Well, because they count every fucking day. Yes. Well, because the Air Force gets to count helicopters too. Yeah, well, they do. Because they have helicopters. They got a lot of other son of bitches. You know, I'd have to see what branch has the most helicopters. I would want to say the Army, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, so this is what we got right now. We have 13,808 aircraft ready to do whatever we need them to do, with 4,000 something combat aircraft loaded, locked, and ready, along with 54 combat type helicopters. On top of that, we have 16,800 aircraft in reserve. What the?
Meaning on the ground somewhere, probably not readily operational, but operational within a few days, I would think.
No, when it says reserve means it has to be operational that day.
Oh shit! Wow.
So these are planes that are being maintained. These aren't parked. I mean, they're parked, but they're being maintained. No, Jimmy. When I was in the Navy, we went to a couple of places. I had to fly out for a squad. We were looking for a part for an A-72 Corsair, and because they were old raggedy ass pieces of shit. But anyway, we went out to the Navy, one of the junkyards out there. And while we were there, we noticed there was about 50 acres of all aircraft, including there was 2 squadrons of F-14s that had been retired there, but were going to be kept operational if needed. And now they're actually talking about bringing those squadrons back into the fold because they're better than the F-15s are. I know, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
But they're retiring them because they were a Navy carrier plane, and they're a big plane, heavy plane. You know, landing on a carrier all the time just beats the living shit out of a jet.
Especially the undercarriage, yeah.
Well, no, they're still F-14s flying in militaries around the world in combat readiness. Iran was one of the countries until we blew them up. No, the 14 could do things the 15 couldn't do. One, it could go ballistic. As a matter of fact, it was the first real fighter jet to ever go ballistic. Going ballistic means you can pull back the throttle, fold in the wings, and punch it, and you won't stall. See, most jets are going to climb that, and the F-14 would have flown into space if you let it. Yeah, it was like a little fucking rocket ship. Well, it used to blow pilots' minds because you'd just be cruising all of a sudden, bitch was going straight up, and then it would just kind of drift back, and boop, it was behind you, and you were dead. It was a beast. The Phantom was a beast. All of our really main fighter jets have always been beasts. It's just, you know, Russians had some pretty bad ones. Some of our allies have had some pretty mean ones over the year. In World War II, let's just be honest, America was like 4th. I mean, the Japanese 0 was just. The Mitsubishi was, that thing was almost bulletproof.
Beast.
It was fast, maneuverable, carried a load, a lot of weaponry, a lot of payload actually. No, the German, I forgot what they call it now. It was a beast too. Germany had pretty good bombers too, but they had some pretty damn good fighters. Actually, Italy had a decent fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it's part of that well, no, Mussolini had Italy back then. Yeah, it was part of them. It was with the Nazis. Look, bottom line here is if Hitler wouldn't have put his finger up the Russians' asshole, y'all in Europe would be goose stepping these days. Because America couldn't have took on Japan, Russia, and Germany and Germany's allies, not by ourselves.
Not
Britain
at all. No way.
Because Britain would have fell.
We were barely handling Japan.
Yeah, because we weren't ready for a war yet. Now, this is where things may have changed. Once we got going in Toul, it was on. Our women folk were turning out tanks and planes and bombers and shit like unfucking believable. They were like an assembly line today, man.
But we weren't able to put the armor the Japanese were because of the metal constraints. Because we were using most of our metal for bullets and tanks for Europe.
So there was a lot. There was a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, no, Jack. So what they did for when they needed metal, they had metal drives. They would just go out and collect it. And what's funny about that is there's a couple of old classic cars that exist today that shouldn't, because they were supposed to melt them if they found them. So people were hiding in their garages and shit. Yeah, no, they were classic cars for that time. So today they're like antiques, but that was crazy. It was a crazy time. And if you were of Asian descent, basically, they said Japanese, but if you look like a Japanese, which means you're from Asia, your ass was in an internment camp. Okay, this is my problem with the internment camp. On the island of Hawaii, I didn't have a problem because Hawaii seemed to have been infiltrated, and by more than one individual. Because when you learn more of the stuff after the war, it seemed like there was a couple of people there. The rest of the mainland just didn't seem like it was an issue. Maybe it was, and maybe we got lucky and we cleaned it up. I'm thinking we were wrong on that part, but hey, I mean, everybody's back, and now they're one of our best friends. I mean, huh? Well, Japanese Americans we didn't know back then. Today they're an ally. Back then they were just an acquaintance until they blew a fuck about at Pearl Harbor, and then they were an all-time enemy. Don, the reason they did that is to try to bring us into the war on their terms and keep us off of Germany's ass because England was begging for us to come over there and get into the war with Germany. That's what it was. It's exactly what it was. What no one realized is that America had the ability to not only wage a war on multiple fronts, but on multiple oceans.
Yes.
And everybody was like, what the fuck? I always tell people, one thing you can count on Americans for, we love to blow shit up. It's conservative, liberals, even independents, man, even the fucking libertarians like to blow shit up. But why do you think, we have these holidays where you blow shit up? Holidays. Yeah. I don't care what political view you got. Some of you bitches are out there blowing up fireworks. Don't try to lie to me because I know a lie. Nah, I don't hear that bullshit. This year, I'm probably going to stay home this year and just chill. I thought about it because it is a 250, and I thought, let's go here, let's go there, let's go here. And there's casinos and all down here. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe not. Get some good champagne, man, some Dom Perignon, some Pouilly, some.
There's a few rumors that people are going to see disclosure over one of the World Cup soccer events. And strangely enough, the 4th of July falls on a Saturday this year, and the final 16 elimination round happens that weekend too. So if there's going to be something like that, that would be the ideal time.
That would be the ideal time. Why don't I see us? What?
Especially if America is going to win or, it becomes a contender. a lot of people will be watching. That would be, if I was an alien, that's when I would show up.
No, check it on. Oh, there I am. I don't know where Jay is. There we both are. No, I don't know why it took us off the screen. Oh, because the thing was up there. That's why. No, there's just not that much news tonight. No, we got 30 stories yet to go. Well, I guess we better get into it. It's 11 to 12 to something. But there was a lot of. Well, like I said, with the war, there was a little cabustle. You know, they blew some shit up, we blew some shit up, but it doesn't seem like it's going to turn into anything. And I was listening to that Steven guy talk about they're not sure that all the factions in Iran are talking to each other.
They're not. Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah, so it can jeopardize peace because you got some idiot running around blowing shit up. Well, I imagine Iran's out there looking for who the fuck it is. What do you mean we should have put the purple one there? Purple what? Under what? Oh, on the banner? What about it? Oh, you don't like the gold down there? No, I didn't make this banner. I think we showed that. Oh, you mean the purple one like that? I don't know. It might have been too dark for it. Right to Michelle. Don't complain about it. It is our show, but we okay. All right. Stop. So this show originally, I was the first original host of this show 25 years ago. Okay. And then a close friend of mine took it over, November Hanson. And she hosted it for 5-6 years. And then another friend of mine, Gregory Miller, took it over, and he hosted it for a couple of years. And then when he left, myself and I started hosting it again, and I had met Stephanie Benetti, who had a show on the network. He had contacted me and got a show on our network. And eventually, Stephanie and I started hosting together, and she impressed me, so she ended up being station manager. She whooped Jeffrey Pritchett's ass a few times.
Yeah, he was scared of her.
Anyway,
it was funny. We were doing a show, and she'd come in and have something to say to him that he'd gotten in trouble for. She'd come in on the phone because back then we were on the telephone. We didn't have we were doing video too, but all of our audio was through telephone. And she'd come in and go, "Hey, Jeffrey." Or first she'd jump in and go, "Hey, Jay, how are you?" I'm like, "Hey, Steph." And then she'd look at Jeffrey and go, blah, 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 and then pop out. It's funny as hell to watch.
Oh, no, Mike, he's telling the truth. So the video and audio feeds are separate, not like they are today.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. There was shit that happened. Oh, no. So anyway, getting back to the news and flip side, the show was really profitable back then. It made about anywhere from 10 to 15K a month. It was doing really well. It was just a good making show. And the best part about it was at the time, neither one of us needed the money. We were both making pretty good money at the time. And that's how life is sometimes, when it's poor, when it's raining, it's raining, when it's shining, it's shining. But so we're doing really good. And then, she was really good about recruiting. She brought a lot of good hosts on the network. Only one I think is left is Jeffrey. Michael Pritchett was one of those hosts. I mean, Michael Pritchett.
Michael Angley.
Angry Pritchett Angley. He was one of those hosts. There's quite a few others. And she came in, she did, and all three of the managers of this network were female. And all three of them basically came and did the same thing. They weeded out the bad shows and started the new shows. Michelle's just really efficient at it. And Michelle has a vision in her head of what she feels this network should be going. She knows my thoughts on where I think the network should be going and how we should be doing things, and she does it the way I appreciate it. So, well, okay. So eventually, hopefully this year, I got to get the rest of this TV shit finished, and then we're going to start recruiting variety type shows like news shows, current event shows, gold mining shows, just different types of shows. Let me put it another way: non-paranormal, no UFOs, no ghosties. Marty, I'm looking for a really, really, really good conspiracy. I've actually been looking for one for about 5 years. Well, no, Laura Lee's probably the best one on the network right now. Well, no, she's just good at finding them. But because Laura Lee doesn't just do that; she does other things. Yeah, no, she got a good show. I think she's got about 1 million listeners. She does good, and she's funny as hell sometimes. Actually, no, I haven't hosted with her in a while. Her and Michael got into it, so we haven't really been hosting. Yeah. Anyway, the end of the world as we know it. Putin has threatened nuclear weapons a dozen times. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if one morning I wake up and see Kiev was just bombed into the fucking Stone Age. I won't be. I'm more worried about him blowing up the plant and saying it was some kind of accident, releasing shitloads of radiation into the air and into Europe. That would actually be better than blowing up Kiev with a nuke. Yeah, he could say it could be Chernobyl again. Well, Chernobyl's in the UK. You didn't know that? I mean, not the UK.
He could easily send some Spetsnaz into any of the nuclear facilities there. They could sabotage the cooling systems to the point where when they leave, it appears as though there was a mechanical function or malfunction and nuclear meltdown. And then they can say, they can go, Zelensky's they can try to turn the tide. It's something that I've considered that they might do. I agree with you. If he's going to do a nuke in Ukraine, he wants the country. He's not going to fully just he's going to use a tactical, and it's either going to be on Kyiv or it's going to be on their on the power facilities of Kyiv. And there's more than one, so he might have to use more than one.
Well, but you see, so this is the problem with using a nuke. The world's going to come on like a piece of crap. But his soldiers right now are holding one of the nuclear facilities, one of the power plants.
Yes.
So if it was to have an accident like Chernobyl and then just release all it into the atmosphere, it would kill a lot of Ukrainians, but it would kill a lot of other people in Europe. It would kill a lot of people. And he could say, oh, no, and he could even blame it on a drone from the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
So
but I think if he does that, I think he'll give it away because he's not going to sacrifice many of his troops. He might let a few, squadrons or battalions get killed.
You say that
he's going to pull most of them out before the accident occurs. So we all know something's in the air.
I would agree with that, but I won't now for two reasons. One, they knew about Chernobyl and they left the troops, and they left the citizens. They left both. But worse than that is, when you look back at this war, there's many times there were just lines of troops on the highways being bombed into the Stone Age because they were lined up on an open highway. And you have to stop. And, one time, okay. 2 times, okay. 3 times, what the fuck? 4 times, who the fuck's head do I have to chop off?
Right.
5 times, oh, no, what the fuck? My whole generals would be laid to rest. So, and it happened like 10, 12, 14 times. You just, so I don't think he really gives a shit. And I actually think that Putin thought he had more available troops than he did.
Well, I also think he thought it was going to be like what we did with Iraq. Boom, bang, Air Force done, Navy done. What we've done with Iran, we're doing the same thing. Boom, boom, boom. We come in and we knock it all down. We could have ended Iran in week 3, but we didn't. We could have ended Iraq in like the 2nd, 3rd day. We could have instantly destroyed their total infrastructure. We didn't.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have that capability. He's incapable. His forces are incapable of that kind of.
Yeah, because I think the troops he's got, the ones he's got stationed along the different borders, that's it. I don't think there is a bunch of reserve troops like there is all over the United States. We got bases all over the fucking place.
Right.
On all the bases. Because the other day they said, well, we only got 1 million people. I'm like, really? So I was going through the base list. So I think somebody need to do a recount. A huge base count, not just here. We got them all over the fucking place. What, John? No, because a decent base. So base in Germany, I think it's got 35 or 50,000 people. It's had more than that. It's had up to 250,000. So I think it's 35 or 50,000 people right now. I was stationed in San Diego, which had 360,000 people there between the two bases. There was a Marine base and a Navy base, and that's how many people were there. When I was transferred to Millington, there was about 50 or 60,000 people on that base. And that was a training base. That there was also two bases there because I hope this isn't fucking classified. There is a silo facility, pretty big one, and it's not necessarily okay. So if you're driving through the base, which you can do sometimes, sometimes they'll do. They open these gateways up, but anyway. If you're driving through, you'll see these big green fields. They look like pastures. And in these pastures, they've got these humps. They're like dirt mounds, what they look like. And so, you know, and when you see them, and there's no warning signs. There's no stay out, none of that shit. And we found out the hard way. We were drunk. I mean, we was fucking drunk. We had gotten drunk and went to this club. And there you couldn't buy liquor in the club. You had to buy it at the liquor store and bring it in the club, and they would sell you the Coke for some golly amount of money. Yeah, even back in the day, it was like $10 for a little pitcher of Coke. It's like, what the hell? But we were in there. We got in a big fight because a friend of mine kept fucking with this Marine. And I finally said, look, just stop it. Just admit it, dude. You work for us. It says U.S. Navy on your fucking check. Oh, man, that was it. There's people, shit flying. So finally, we get outside. We're all fucked up, lit up. And just fucking three bikers pull up and said some shit. Next thing I know, we had it again. And these old bastards could hit hard. And I remember people. I was out of boot camp, just finished Special Forces training in tech school. And these motherfuckers, I'm like, Jesus Christ, it was like running to a fucking wall. So finally, I hit this old dude. He hit the wall. And I kind of stumbled over because I was still drunk. Fell into him, kind of headbutted him. We both slid down this center block wall. And I looked at him, and he pulls out a fatty about the size of my thumb. You smoking my shirt? So we started puffing up. And the other guys come and sat down. Next thing you know, there's a circle of us and a bunch of fucking bikers show up. It was crazy.
You never know where you're going to meet friends, do you?
Well, that was funny about that. That actually happened to us again at a place called the Swamp Room in the local town I lived in. We were walking out Veterans 2:30 in the morning when three bikers rode up and started talking shit. We got into it. All three of us just got out of the military. So we were like, "You want to fight? Go, we'll fucking fight. Get your ass off, psycho." That's dangerous down here. You get your ass shot.
Yep.
It's well, no. What are you talking about, Karen? But anyway, back to the story because this is what leads to this story. So all this happens that night. So finally, we had a bottle of something, some brown whiskey. I don't know what the fuck it was. So we're shooting this, walking down the street. We get to this field. We climb the fence. It's beautiful outside. It's pitch black. We climb the fence. We're walking through this tall green grass, and my partner TJ sits and he said, "Come on, just sit for a minute." So he gets in, he snuggles into the mountainside or the little hump side, and we sit down with him. And I look up and it's beautiful. Sky's stunningly beautiful. And I'm kind of half in, half out. I thought I felt the ground. I said, "What?" And I know, okay. And then all of a sudden it got bright white, and we all three were like, "What the fuck is going on?" So we're thinking, "Oh, did the aliens come get us?" And shit, because we're drunk people. We're drunk. Yeah, look, all of a sudden, there's like SPs standing there, NPs. I'm like, what the fuck did we do? Let me tell you fast how fast you sober up when you see a bunch of SPs and NPs come out from underneath the ground and grab your ass. So anyway, they bring us in this tunnel. They walk us down these stairs, down quite a ways, and then there's this little mini elevator thing that took us down out 20 floors, 30 floors. And then you get down there, and these big, long tunnels, they're about 15, 18 foot tall, probably 20, 25 foot wide. So there's some pretty big stuff can flow through there. It's interesting, and then they're all over. But most of what I see down there look like golf carts. running around. But anyways, they said piled us into one of these carts and took us to a cafeteria where they fed us hamburgers, Coke and shit. The officer of the day came in to talk to us. He said, "Do you know where you are?" I said, "We're on our home base, but for some reason we're underground." He said, "No, you're not." I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You are not underground." I just looked up at him and smiled. TJ goes, "This dude's fucked up, dude. We got." He looks down at my friend. He goes, "You want to live the rest of your life in the brick, you little motherfucker?" I was like, "No, sir. Whatever you say, sir." He said, "Fuck, sir." There he goes. He looks at us. He goes, "Look." He said, "You know where you are." He said, "No, I've already pulled all 3 of your records." He said, "You're like big guys. You clean. I see what you've been doing. I see what you're involved with." He said, "So we're not gonna lock you in a brig or anything." He said, "But you gotta go see the captain in the morning when you get up." He said, "We told him it probably would be after lunch because you were really, really, really in a good mood." So I explained it to the captain. Yeah, he explained it to the captain. And they escorted us down this hallway to another place after we got through eating. And then we got in the car and just rode for about 15, 20 minutes. And then we came out in the back of the enlisted men's mess. So I was like, okay. And then we went back to our dorm and went to sleep. Next morning, I still remember one of the lieutenants came over. He said, "Captain, to see us." He said, "Don't rush. Go ahead and take a shower. Come see you." We walk in. We're still too much as fuck. I'm still drunk. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, holy fucking shit. And I look up at the captain and said, "How you feeling?" I was like, I said, "The walls are still moving, sir." He started laughing. I was like, he said, "I heard you had an experience last night. So let me explain something to you, sir." He said, "Now, y'all are good guys. Everybody's checked you out. Nobody's worried about you giving away classified secrets." He said, "But I'm only going to tell you this one time." He said, "If you mention this outside the 3 of y'all anywhere, ever," he said, "you will be doing 25 years. He said, "You won't get a trial. And nobody will know because we'll just pick you up, drop you in a cell, and 25 years later, we'll let you out." It's like, "No, sir, no. Whatever you say, sir." Because we got into it with some Marines because somebody threw a dog over a bridge. I beat the living shit out of it on the side of the highway. And anyway, so that was all on our records. The Navy thought it was cool to call them Marines over that. So they kind of, I got a little half-assed commendation for it. So they liked this, and I had other stuff on my record from part of my other training. So that helped me. And the other two, they were they weren't going to rat the service out. But I will tell you this: I hear the base no longer houses missiles anymore. But if the stories were true, it had 1,100 Type 2 Polaris with 15 kiloton nukes on each one, multi-8 warheads. That's enough to level Russia, China, and Europe.
Yeah, it's some pretty serious ordnance.
So, but they say it's not there anymore. They said it was decommissioned, but part of the deal with Russia.
Yeah, I think, but the thing with that deal also is, I think that we destroyed, we followed more of the deal than they did. I think they shafted us on that.
That's weird, because part of me wants to say, yeah, I agree with you, but then the other day, well, I seen this a couple of years ago, and then the other day I was reminded about it. So when you do the original nuke count, we were around 10 or 11,000. They were at 16 or 18,000. Right now, we both have around 5,600 nukes. They've got a few more than we do, but not enough, and it would make any real difference. Because frankly, I don't think all their nukes are going to fly like ours are. And secondly, when you each launch 5,000 nukes, let's be honest, what the fuck is left? 10,000 nukes. I mean, in today's, we're talking 25 kiloton or megatons, actually. We're talking 25 megatons, 50 megatons.
Huge.
Yeah, 100 megaton bombs that are just going to flat New York like, oh, was there a city there? That looks like dust. Huh. You sure there was a city there?
Mm-hmm.
There was people in that city? Well, they're dust too. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Must be the brown dust, or the green dust, or the yellow dust. Each dust probably represents something. Oh, no, what are you talking about skin color? God, y'all are racist, people. Why? Because I said brown dust? Oh, my God. I was not talking about people, you idiot. Let me see. No, because we keep fucking around. We get a bunch of stories again. So China, we talked about this a little bit. China's top secret Dragon space plane just released another unidentified object into Earth's orbit.
Another deadly what?
It just said an unidentified object.
Oh, unidentified. It sounded like a deadly object. I'm like, what?
Oh, no. Oh, so let's see. This is 3 of Jay's favorite people. Let's put them up on stage so you can see him, so he knows who's his favorite people. One of them is actually Sean's girlfriend. So, his other girlfriend.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, oh, both his girlfriends are in there. Shit.
Yeah.
So the one on the left is Sean's, regular squeeze. The one in the middle is his whoopee baby.
His new squeeze.
Gavin was jealous and wanted to be a squeeze, but unfortunately for him, Sean don't squeeze. What are you talking about? No, that's it. Hey, so no, we're gonna see what the polling data is on him. Oh no, I'm gonna give you. You know what? When we get through this, I'll do what the APC poll out this week is. It's just a carryover from last week. Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? We've got Kamala's pregnant with triplets. Oh shit! Guess she ain't gonna be president. Alexander Cortez's popularity is growing thanks to the big socialist movement in New York City. Yeah, people, she's actually got a voice now because the New Yorkers are like, ooh, we got Min Bobby, whatever his name is, Donnie, Dickface.
Donnie.
He got 4 socialists elected in New York. And the fucking Democrats, I thought it was 4 with the other one.
I think it was 3, but
no, there was 3. There was 3 in New York and 1 in Michigan or Minnesota or somewhere. Oh wait, maybe not. That might be the guy at Mass. I'm thinking about that handsome one. That might be anyway, I'll double check in a minute. But no, he got these people, and now you ought to go look at some of these people's social pages. Oh my god, 2 of them getting their asses handed to them because of shit they said about Israel and other things.
Mm-hmm.
They're nasty, vicious people. So I'm all for you should not be allowed to serve in any politics in this country if you're first generation American. No, not born here. If you're brought here. If you're born here, I even have a problem with first generation born. I would rather it be not the kid, but the grandkid. Because you need time to assimilate into our population. So dad and mom who came over here, say in 2010 or let's say 2000, and had babies and all. Here it is, 2026. Well, they've been here, they understand, but they still haven't really assimilated because their first 30 years or 40 years were living in a country that's nothing like this. It's hard to get those kind of values out of your head. Why do you think so many people come here and want to bring their laws here? Or look at just Omar. She thinks that her country's laws are the right way. Well, why don't you come here?
Yeah.
But what she thinks is her family's laws are the right way, not necessarily the country's. Oh, you mean her husband he was worth $30 million and now he's worth $30 a year later? There's going to be an investigation. I think there already is an investigation of that. Newsom is actually getting worried about the one in California, but people, the media keeps telling you Gavin Newsom is under investigation. Gavin Newsom is not under investigation. Gavin Newsom's wife is under investigation. Oh, yeah. Denise, you cannot compel a wife or husband to testify against their spouse.
Nope. And even if they want to, legally they can't.
Yeah. It's the law, my friend. Yeah, no, it's not fun getting it's the truth. Some of the truths are self-evident. That's one of them. Well, because you can't ruin marriage because you want somebody to say something about somebody. Well, because if your other half rats you out, you ain't gonna be in a marriage. What the fuck you talking about? No, indeed not, man. You be like bitch or dick, whoever you are, whichever one you are. Somebody's gonna get something lopped off. I don't believe a lot of that stuff, Jesse. It's It's too much different disinformation in the news today. Let's see. Harris support stood at 26% in the poll, while 16% of respondents said they would vote for Newsom, and 9% said Ocasio-Cortez. Tootsie Girl. She does have a smile like a jackass. So the one on the left laughs like a jackass, and the one in the middle smiles like a jackass, and the one on the end is a jackass. Oh, look at this.
Three of them sound like jackasses.
No, we got something going on here.
Yeah.
If this was my representation, I would fucking move. No, I would move. It's bad enough some places out there it gets a little weird. I live on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi these days. So Mississippi is a strange state. There's some really good things and some really stupid things. Plus now we got a bear invasion. Nobody's hunting bear or deer or anything anymore, so they're just taking over. Oh, yeah, sure. What's that, Christopher? No, I'm just messing with Heidi. It's burn, baby, burn. Ukraine hits Moscow with record 660 drone swarm. Explosions rock capital. And didn't I just tell you they were watching missile defense shield back to the capital? Oh shit! No, this is serious, people. Russia's getting its ass kicked. Russia's getting its ass kicked by a country we would have just bombed into the Stone Age in the first. Okay, so you see Iraq, you see Iran. That's the Ukraine. Okay, you see how we handled both those wars. We just bombed them into submission and then did whatever the fuck we wanted. That's what happened in the Ukraine. So I'm not sure what Russia was doing. Russia was fighting like they did in Afghanistan and like we did in Vietnam, like dumbasses.
Mm-hmm.
No, America. One thing about America, she tends to learn her lessons the hard way, but she tends to learn them. Vietnam taught the whole country a valuable lesson. We don't do anything half-assed anymore when it comes to blowing shit up. We don't leave our people behind. Look, when that one plane got shot down, we went in and got our fucking people at other people's life risk to go get them. We could have let them been captured and then hope we got them back in one piece. Watched them paraded around on the news, set on fire, the head lopped off or something. See,
or get whipped in a public debacle like that one singer.
So, Jax, let me explain something about America because I know you're not from here, and I know I've heard you say a lot of good stuff on your influencer page. So, but just don't piss us off. If you captured one of our people and then you tortured one of our people on camera and then executed them, it would probably cost you a city. Oh yes, we would retaliate in a brutal, cruel, vicious way. America just don't play that shit. Yeah, we just don't play that shit. Well, so we lost 3,000 people in 9/11. We'll say 3,500. Well, they always say 5,000. It's about 3,500. We killed more than that in the first day of bombing in Baghdad. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We killed a lot more people. We didn't even lose that many people in a 20-year-old. But we killed. Shit, Obama's responsible for 260,000 deaths by himself. Obama did 61,000 drone strikes to the tune of 260,000 women and children. Because most of those strikes were going to targets, were legit targets. I'm not hating on Obama, by the way. They were legit targets, but not the Arabs, but the Muslims are known for putting their bases behind children in hospitals. Because sometimes you have to get the target. Well, I'm sure you've heard the story of Coventry, England. Well, y'all know what Project Enigma was, or what the Germans had a machine. It was a code machine, and we captured the code machine. Now, there's a lot of rumors about exactly how we got it. Most people say we got off a submarine. Doesn't really matter. We had it. But the Germans didn't know we had broke their code. So the Germans were going on about their business, and we were listening to fucking everything. And we now knew what was going on. Well, we intercepted. They were going to bomb Coventry, England. So, what are you talking about? Winston Churchill, my friend. He had he really had no choice at all. He had to choose between letting Coventry be bombed or letting the Germans know we broke their code machine.
Yeah.
What's the choice? We're still in the middle of the war here, people. So what's the choice? There is no good choice there. Either way it goes, people are going to die. So if he would have defended Coventry, then we would have lost that surprise on several of those invasions, and we would have lost a lot more people. So it's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Well, I'm sure it weighed heavy on his soul. There was men, women, and children. It was just, random, exploding shit up. It's not the first time shit like that's happened in war. There's times we learn things that we can't say things because we can't give away what we know. Trump don't care. That's not kind of Trump. That's not Trump. Trump will tell you, fuck you. You want to fuck with me? I will blow you off the fucking planet. As it is, if it was up to him, half the Congress would already be blown off the planet. He would have shot their ass into a vacuum a year ago. I don't think the Dems have got that big of a chance in midterms like everybody says they do. I did for a little while. At the very beginning, I figured they were doomed for the next 8 or 10 years. I said, oh, maybe, since the war started. I always kind of figured the war would end long before we got to midterm. And by then, everything would be back to normal. And Trump's economy would be. Because Trump's economy is doing good, but now we need to see the prices come back down. And he's also talking about some kind of benefit offset thing until we get prices fully back down. So we'll see what that is. But anyway, he's got all of that going on. Trump's an interesting president. No, Chris, I did not vote for him. It's not because I liked him or disliked him. So just a fundamental difference in opinion. I think a lot of what he does. I think he's obstinate, egotistical bastard. But I also think he's a really good, nice guy, and I'll tell you why. I've seen him with his grandkids and his kids. Kids don't react to you like that unless you are really good. Oh no, I've got kids. I got great grandkids. Trust me. I've watched people with their kids and grandkids standoffish. Mine see me, it's like donkey dance. It's like having puppies almost. And you could tell, and his granddaughter, she's like his fucking right finger. She said she has no desire to get in politics. Do you know she hates that when he won Air Force One? Do you know the education this child is getting? She did get up on stage and speak for him during the election.
Yes, very well, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, she did. So she's a potential politician in the future. Barron's another potential politician in the future. Barron's good looking. People like to elect tall guys. Look at Abraham Lincoln, man. He could be the next Lincoln. He could free the Muslims. Free the Muslims, yeah. So we're gonna do. We're gonna free the Muslims from being Muslims. I don't give a fuck what kind of religion. I could give a shit what religion anybody is. Just don't try to push it on me. I don't care. Your little Sharia law, you're not putting that on any of my daughters and stuff, those granddaughters, anybody. I'm gonna put my foot clean up your asshole. No, because it's not who we want. Okay, what's we got next? Stephen A. Smith. How the hell the Clintons and the Obamas were worth $100 million? Holy shit, Stephen! I know you spoke like that, man. It also says, "Why isn't Jay?"
Yeah, because they stole like criminals from us. That's how they got rich.
Yes, they did. On June 24th episode of Straight Shooter Show, Stephen A. Smith discussed these evil lunatics and how they get all this money. Let me see. Barack Obama's community organizer. He had $400,000 in the bank and only made $400,000 a year. Now he worth $200 million. Brother, don't talk like that. That's racist, man. Stop that. He's right there. He is worth that much money. You know what gets me about Obama is okay. They found his cook in his pool, his fountain, butt ass naked, did his adoring. And nobody even said it. Can you imagine if that happened to Trump? Could you?
Oh my God, it would be over.
Oh my God, would it be over? What's that, Denise? Okay, Denise. I know you're a Trump hater. I know you're an ass. So the judge said that they had to release some redacted file about Trump, and then he said they had to release the thing about the torture tape. It's not the same thing. Trump's not the torture tape. It's a separate thing. But anyway, both of them are classified for some reason. So you have to wonder what's in them.
Mm-hmm.
No. The Trump thing is about the 13-year-old girl that said he did that. That's the Virginia girl. So that's what's screwy about this. She actually had already come around and already had said it's not what happened and gave a testimony in court and said that Trump never treated her like that ever. And then mysteriously, a couple of years later, committed suicide like some of the other ones did. I know. Well, like Epstein himself did, supposedly. A lot of suicides. It's like a disease, a sneezer. Stephen A. Smith is interesting to listen to, just like Bill Maher is and some of the rest. And we probably got some audio clips on. We usually keep some. This brother, he out like this guy. He's I love it. I forgot who it was. One of the few were trying to give him shit about, yeah, you black and they treat you like this and they treat you like this. And he go on and on. He said, yeah, you know, my grandpappy used to have to go to the back door of the restaurant to get the food to eat. He said, my dad had to do that for a while. He said, I ain't never had to do that. He said, let me tell you something. I said, do you know how many white people had to vote for me to get this job? He said, I'm not an African-American. I'm an American, plain and simple. And I hear that more and more from blacks every day, which I'm so proud of. It makes me so happy. Because, you know, anytime you put another nationality ahead of you, that just suggests that that's where you want to be.
Yeah, that's where your loyalties lie.
Yeah. My loyalties lie with the United States, so I'm an American. Krista, and besides that, Krista, let me be honest with you. So I'm an American now. British, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Conan, Italian, Sicilian, Greek, Mediterranean descent. Now, the majority of my descent, 40-something%, is Scottish, Irish, Welsh. So basically Viking. And then the other part is basically Italian. Well, Sicilians like to be different, but they're still Italian. Oh, don't start. I know you're going to want to write to me. I'm Sicilian. What happened? You're part of Italy. Fuck you. I'm just telling you. Deal with it. I don't make the rules here, man. Come on. Bill Maher calls out. Oh, wait. We might be able to listen to this. Hold on. Let's see. Let's flip it on.
Close out Whoopi. Oh, yeah, we got to play that.
Okay, let's see. Don't gonna toss me out of there. Toss chat like so. Denise. Look, no. I think you mean Brokeback Mountain. Yeah. Try that title. I think that's what you're looking at. Well, from what you described, I'm pretty sure that's. So what's with the book you look at? Shut up, leave me alone. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Oh, you're screwing me up. Because I'm kind of curious now. Why you want to watch that? Okay, are we on the screen? Nope. Here we are now. Look at Bill. He's so cute.
Goldberg saying it's worse to be a black person in America today than a woman in Iran.
I mean, really? Can you fucking believe she said that? Anyway, moving on.
We were talking about the trans issue before, and the New York Times really has come over on that, sort of the sensible, liberal, not crazy woke position. I think this is a great first step toward getting the Democrats back to sanity. And a second good step would be, we got to do something about The View.
My district in the great state of Texas is actually a white majority district that President Trump have won by 25 points. As I said, I'm a direct descendant of a slave. My great-great-grandfather was born on a Rosedale plantation. I am literally being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. That's the progress, because like a lot of white people had to vote for me. So I don't even ever want to hear Whoopi Goldberg's conversation about how it's worse to be black in America right now. That's a bit far. And my father, who's 75 years old, he was a man that was in the French quarters that had to go get a sandwich to the back door of the building. And his son is now a United States congressman in a white majority district in Texas as a Republican. That is America.
Whoopi Goldberg saying it's worse to be a black person in America.
AM. Yeah, I'll be right back. I got to go see the
average rap artist that a black kid in the hood is listening to is glorifying marriage and family and saving your money.
That's what sells because it's a culture thing. It's not just within the black community.
I agree. No, but hold on.
Everyone listens to it. It's not just isolated.
It's bad for everyone who listens to it. The point being is that black youth, as they are being raised, their role models are largely not glorifying staying with one woman, getting married, going to church. And if you're wrong, show me the black role models that are doing that. There might be a couple I could think of, maybe. But if it's about culture, you're right. The internal black culture has collapsed the last 60 years. We're no longer elevating the family. We're no longer elevating staying with the person that you're with. So our contention here as conservatives is that the systemic racism stuff is a bunch of rubbish. Instead, it's systemic bad choices.
Do you feel that systemic racism isn't real?
Of course not. What can I do that you can't do? Name it.
Okay.
No, seriously. What can I do that you can't do?
That's a slippery slope.
No, it's not.
I don't know why.
Very simple. No, because back in 1940, you would have been able to answer that question. Well, Charlie, there's a bathroom over there that I can't go to. There's a major league team.
I can't walk into the grocery store and get the same looks that you do. I walked into Brookshire Brothers a couple of weeks ago and I was looked at.
That's an insanely hyper paranoid way of living life. But that's not evidence, right?
It's a real.
Okay. By the way, if I walk into a black neighborhood, I get bad looks too. Okay.
Holy shit! He said what?
Do you think?
7 hidden truths about Belgian Malinois.
No.
Is that a cougar?
No.
Mike, how are you feeling?
I haven't felt this confident in a while, honestly.
How did the cougar find you?
I was just walking in the park and I took a blue chew today. So I think she smelled it on me.
So you used this to fight off the cougar?
I wouldn't say fight. She kind of lured me into the gazebo and I willingly went. And that was that for north of an hour.
You're saying you lasted an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Doesn't go away.
Can you show me the gazebo?
Yeah, gazebo, yeah.
Okay. Guys, I think...
What did I just miss?
We're finally one of these every show, huh? These guys are so fucking tight. You get so fucked up with this.
As dangerous as that is, it must also be a lot of fun.
The papers tell us we're divided. The headlines tell us who to blame. But out in Boston streets tonight, we're all singing just the same. Blue and white flags are flying, strangers laughing arm in arm. 28 years we've waited, still carrying that spark. Come on, raise the small tire high.
It's time
Yeah.
for Operation America 250. Yeah.
You want to hear something really fascinating?
Sure. There's areas of the Grand Canyon you cannot explore.
The story is, it shows up, I believe, in the Phoenix Gazette. It's 1903 or so. And the explorer is G.E. Kincaid. He's looking for gold deposits or whatever. So he finds these steps that are clearly man-made. He follows the steps up and there's a cave and he goes in there and he describes hieroglyphics that look Egyptian but are not quite. He finds a statue that he describes as Buddha-like, and all these weapons, shields, gold, all sorts of stuff. He keeps going. He finds a deserted city in the caves, and all these tunnels and caverns go everywhere, and he's trying to map everything. He comes out and he goes back to town and he gathers together a group. We're going to go find the stuff again. And a couple of weeks go by and everyone's gathered to go on the expedition. He never shows. The expedition goes nowhere, and that's really the last we've heard of it.
You want to hear something really fast?
Big kitty, little kitty. Big kitty, little kitty.
Tiger's like, what? I will eat you.
Number one. Put the thing on so we can hear this.
There's only two reasons that men and women differ. One is cultural and the other is biological. And if you minimize the cultural differences, you maximize the biological differences. I know everyone's shocked when they hear this. This isn't shocking news. People have known this in the scientific community for at least 25 years. And it's been replicated in the last month 3 times in 3 separate samples, including in Science, which is the world's greatest scientific magazine by a large margin. And it isn't a small effect, it's a huge effect. For example, on average, men are more interested in things and women are more interested in people. And that's actually the biggest difference we know of psychologically between men and women. So you imagine that in order to become an engineer, obviously not everyone becomes an engineer. You have to have a particular temperamental proclivity to become an engineer. You have to be extraordinarily interested in things rather than people. Well, most of those people are men. And if you want to become a nurse, well, then you have to be much more interested in people than you are in things. And most of those people are women.
Put the thing on so you can hear this.
There's only
This video went viral because a zookeeper was walking with his hands behind his back. A clever panda copied him exactly. The visitors enjoyed the funny moment. When the caretaker turned around, the panda quickly sat down and he gently patted its head. But this adorable moment received only 2 likes. This
Romans 12:12 says, "Be joyful."
In 1960, colleges awarded A's to 15% of the students. Well, now it's 45%. Colleges are businesses selling a consumer product for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they want to give the customers what they want, a magical piece of paper called a diploma. But that's only the beginning of the scam. A wannabe librarian needs a master's degree just to get an entry-level job filing books. You know, I've heard this from so many nurses and teachers and administrators rolling their eyes when relating how they needed to take some bullshit course in order to advance in their field. And really, they already learned what they need by working the job. But in the grift that is our higher education, when you want to move up, you need to pay for more education before we decide if you can do what you do. Well, now another priesthood of academia sells a different ticket to heaven. And because it's so necessary, colleges can charge whatever they want. Since 1985, the average cost of college has risen 500%. It doubles every 9 years. Every year it increases at 4 times the rate of inflation. The answer isn't to make college free. The answer is to make it more unnecessary, which it is for most jobs. In 1960, colleges awarded A's to 15% of the students. Well, now it's 40.
Here, let's watch this because it's so funny.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting and they did a lot of blasting, even not going through the front door. You know, you think you go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock, may I come in?
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden.
He died like a dog.
But his death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog. A talented dog.
We give thanks to the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this, but that's okay. I never do.
Here, let's watch this because it's so funny.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed.
Well, to everyone who's been stopping me lately and asking, Bill, if by some weird fluke Stephen A. Smith doesn't run for president, who are we going to get? Well, I'm going to tell you, but first a word from common sense. The Democratic Party's current approval rating is 21%, which is only slightly more popular than Kanye's swastika shirt. Maybe that's why, according to a new Gallup poll, 45% of Democrats want the party to move to the center, which is up 11 points from 4 years ago. Now, whenever a political party finds a real star president, the other side always says, well, we have to find our Bill Clinton, our Reagan, our Obama. Well, the Democrats need to find their Trump, not the authoritarian part, but the part where a politician bonds with everyday Americans because he talks like them. The good news for Democrats is they have that guy, and his name is John Fetterman. Well, to everyone who's been stopping me lately and asking, Bill, if by some weird fluke Stephen A. Smith doesn't run for president, who are we going to get? Well, I'm going to tell you, but first a word from common sense. The Democratic Party's current approval.
Okay, guys, I told myself I was never going to order a meal service.
Good.
No.
Ooh, ouch. Ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. What the hell's going on here?
That's all fake. AI.
That's a Russian carrier and a Russian plane. I was turning my eyes, man. Ow.
Right now, the NBA is 75% black. If all of a sudden the NBA said, we want more diversity, it's too black.
Yeah.
Right? Because we want to have more diversity.
Right.
And they would say, we're not allowed to have any more than 30% of the NBA be black. Would the quality of the NBA go down?
The quality of the NBA, arguably right now, yeah, it would. But
let's take the NFL, right?
So
the NFL,
I mean, there's not a single Caucasian corner. So
yeah, no, for sure. Like that, like so.
Cooper DeJean's not a corner, but he's great though.
So half of the, and I think you can see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no,
half of the NFL is black.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden, Roger Goodell, boo, we don't like Roger Goodell. He's bad for many reasons. If he came in, he's like, hey, diversity is our strength.
Right.
We're only going to say 30% of the NFL is black. You would have other unqualified white people that would then get positions in the NFL, and the quality of play would slip.
Right.
So you get the argument.
Yeah.
You then extrapolate that to other walks of life.
Right.
You think to yourself, let's just hire the best.
Yeah.
And the NFL does hire the best.
It should be the best no matter what the thing
Skin
is.
color.
Like, but I don't think there should be restrictions to anybody. As long as you're
I
good
agree.
at what you do, it doesn't really matter.
I agree.
All right. Well,
right now the NBA is 75% black.
Well,
This is crazy.
Please, Secretary Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated
Senator,
comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court in the
Senator,
United States.
shut
He
up,
hasn't
dude.
done it under oath.
There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge and the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I have under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation under our division of powers in this country and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts or frankly with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again.
This is crazy.
Please, Secretary Rubio has.
Want to start a podcast, but
Got one glider. Holy cow.
Hey, if you're watching this, I don't know what happened to Sears. It used to be synonymous with the American dream because it kept faith with what the customer wanted. Did we love Sears? No, but that was besides the point. You just went. It was like an Avatar movie that sold tools. It used to be where your family bought everything from school clothes to appliances to your family Christmas portrait. Now, Sears is a great place to go if you want to be alone. But you better hurry. Sears used to have 3,500 stores, and now it has 5. Same thing happened to Playboy, except in silk pajamas and a captain's hat. For 66 years, Playboy magazine was also a fact of American life. Sears sold your father a mattress, and Playboy was what he hid under it. It was a surefire product, but then it started messing around with the formula. Like the Democratic Party, Playboy decided they didn't need straight men anymore. They put transgender women and gay men on the cover. The staff began using terms like privileging, and in response, Playboy readers used terms like no thanks, get the out of here and bye-bye. I don't know what happened to Sears. It used to be.
You never saw it?
No.
It's wild.
You know Micah Smith?
Michael Smith, Senator?
Micah, M-I-C-H.
I don't believe I know a Micah Smith, Senator, no.
Okay. I bet the victims of Micah Smith remember Micah Smith. If you don't.
There was a defendant I sentenced named Michael Smith.
Mr. Smith molested a 4-year-old girl, didn't he?
He was convicted of unlawful sexual contact against 2 children. In that case, I did impose the sentence the state requested.
At oral argument, these are your words, not mine. What I can say, you said, is that this is a very tragic situation of a person who has a lot of good in him, having done a very reprehensible thing to 2 young children causing extreme damage. Did I read that correctly?
That's what was reported in the paper, Senator. I have not seen a transcript of the sentencing.
I bet the victims remember, Judge.
You never saw it?
No.
It's wild.
But if you're part of
It turns
Well, if you're part of today's woke revolution, you need to study the part of revolutions where they spin out of control because the revolutionaries get so drunk on their own purifying elixir, they imagine they can reinvent the very nature of human being. Communists thought selfishness could be cast out of human nature. Russian revolutionaries spoke of the new Soviet man who wasn't motivated by self-interest, but instead wanted to be part of a collective. No, it turns out he wanted to be on a yacht in a Gucci tracksuit holding a vodka and a prostitute, not standing in line all day for a potato. The problem with communism and with some very recent ideologies here at home is that they think you can change reality by screaming at it, that you can bend human nature by holding your breath. But that's the difference between reality and your mommy. Lincoln once said that you can repeal all past history, but you still cannot repeal human nature. Well, if you're...
It turns out
that's true.
Oosh. Get addicted to them things. It's like exercise or something. Welcome back, everybody. It was like a long break there. What's that, Glenn? Let me see. No, there's still stuff on the list, but it's late. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta find it. It's right. What the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, no, I mean, you can always see it on Facebook or YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, we always post them there on Friday just so you see. Let's see real quick. Let's scroll up for a minute. Scroll back down. All right. No, so the jobs report did come out. It was 179,000 new jobs. Unemployment has been steady at 4.3%, which is basically no unemployment. And wages are still up and still going up. Unemployment is low. Wages up. Food prices have a good ways to come down. Gas prices are starting to come down. So we're seeing movement in the right direction. Yeah, it's a pretty good movement, actually. Let's see. We already talked about the 660 drones that blew the shit up out of Russia.
Yeah, kaboom.
We already looked at that. Man appeared online claiming he was a soldier from 2036.
Oh, yeah. I think it was in the description. It was too much to put in the scroll at the top, but yeah.
China's we already talked about that. The space plane dropping something. Sealed ancient cave. Unexplained non-human tools. Oh, wow.
Yeah, non-human tools. You got to throw. Is there a picture? We got to see those.
Let's see it. Let's see. It should be on the Facebook if we got it. Let me go real quick. But, well, no, if it had any audio. So the way it works, people, is when we posting links, if they have audio or video, I post them to the Facebook page. So that I can use them to the show. But that also means that y'all can see them because they're on the Facebook page. So let's go see. Dogs like to play in water. That was kind of funny. Raising Democrat, pro-terrorist death America, Columbia University. Okay, so this woman who's in the Democratic Party is a pro-terrorist.
It's a pro-terrorist.
Pro-terrorist.
What the hell is she doing in Congress?
It's not in Congress. It says rising Democrat star. And that's her. And then they got her name, Pro-Terrorist Death to America Group at Columbia University. Let's see. No, that's dumb. Oh man, they found James Webb Space Telescope catches 6 galaxies merging into one large galaxy.
Oh shit! You got to throw a picture up.
It's not. You should be able to see it on the screen. It should already be up there. Oh no, it's not. Why not? That's weird. It's on the scroll. Nope, that's Stephen A. Smith. We don't care about any of it.
Bada boom, bada bing. There it is.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Wow.
So it's just eating them, just like ours is eating, but it's going to become a super massive one when I read the article.
Which one is eating which, or are they all just kind of conglomerating together?
There's got to be one central in there that drew them on. I don't know. It says merging. It doesn't say eating, so maybe they're just all in the same area. Gravity attracted them together. No, it's going to be big. It's going to be like one of the ancient ones. So the ancient galaxies were way bigger than the ones that are today, even the big ones that are around today. Oh, let's see what this has got to say. No, it's not on here. Okay. No, this is your boy over from CNN, Harry Eaton. He's actually talking about right here. Yeah, he's actually talking about the Republicans are licking their chops because of all these liberal wins in New York. So when you poll Democrats across the country, they don't think this is funny. And neither does the rest of the country think that communism or liberalism is funny in our country. People are getting pissed about New York. And that's one of the things he was talking about. Well, I mean, do you think we should have communism? There's Mr. Fetterman. Fetterman warns Democrats drifting firmly into communism after socialist primary wins in New York. Yes, people. Fetterman's warning y'all. Lurch could be president one day. I doubt it. Could be. Yeah, see, socialist wave causing voters to wake up and leave the Democratic Party in key swing states. So they lost 3 million at the end of Joe Biden. And now they've lost almost another 500,000 because of this moron right here. This guy speaks good. He's good looking. He speaks good, but he's a fucking communist. Why? And I don't understand why we haven't put communism back on the books again as illegal in our country. It used to be illegal in the United States. They took it off.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. No, it used to be illegal.
Who made it? Who made it legal again?
Democrats.
Obama?
I don't think it was Obama. The Democrats made it legal. I'd have to look it up to see, to be 100% sure. But I know it was the Democrats that did it. But,
Hey, Google, when was communism illegal in the United States?
The Communist Party of the United States was outlawed by the Communist Control Act of 1954, which was signed into law by President Dwight Eisenhower on August 24, 1954. The act aimed to prohibit the party and its members from participating in certain representative capacities, though much of the law was rarely enforced and many of its provisions have been repealed.
Hey, Google, who repealed the act against communism in America?
The Communist Control Act of 1954 has not been fully repealed. While Congress has repealed most of its specific provisions over time, the act remains on the books as part of the U.S. Code. Because it is still technically a federal law, it hasn't been removed entirely by any single act of Congress, even though its legal force and enforcement have been severely limited by various court rulings and legislative changes.
But it can still be used. So that's it.
Yeah, so it can still be used.
So they can put it out there.
Well, that must be what Trump has been kind of hinting at when there's somebody in the race for DC that's one of these DSA Democrats, and he said that we're going to do something against it if we have to. I forget what he said, but something in the effect of using federal law in on it. So I think he's aware of something.
Yeah, we pay attention to all that kind of stuff. So.
Or he's got an advisor that's telling him about constitutional law. I don't think he's that hip on it. I think he's just got a really good staff.
I don't know. Melania says him and Barron go to the Constitution on a regular basis.
Oh, okay. Well,
you learn what your family said. It's the kid wants to know. So what do we got here? This is scientist map. This is a science map for the first testable plan to warm Mars.
Does it have something to do with the Valles Marineris, the deep canyon there?
Obviously it does, because it's got a big thing there, and there's Olympus Mons over there.
Yeah.
Long-term project aims to inform future decisions on terraforming with a large-scale change, like requiring centuries of sustained effort to a major technical advance. We already do that.
Hey, Google, divide 3,000 by 800.
3.75.
You can fit the Grand Canyon 3.75 times within the Valles Marineris.
Yeah, they were talking on that other clip about you can't go explore all of the Grand Canyon.
You can't. There are parts of it that are against the law to go in. There's apparently like I think it's like 2 miles. Hey Google, how much of the Grand Canyon is off limits to civilians and humans?
There is no forbidden zone in the Grand Canyon. The vast majority of the park is open to the public. Restrictions are limited to specific, localized areas protected for safety, environmental conservation, or tribal cultural significance. These include small, fenced-off spots for rare plants, abandoned mines with hazardous materials, sensitive archaeological sites, and certain caves that are closed to protect fragile habitats or prevent injury. Access to these areas is restricted through permit rules or by tribal
Hey Google,
authorities
stop.
rather than...
Yeah, so obviously there are some places there that you can't go.
All right, stopping family room Roku.
Thanks.
Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. So this is interesting. Do you know what that is?
It says SpaceX, but no,
It's a
looks like a saucer.
SpaceX. It's a SpaceX saucer.
Wow. That's not an actual picture of it, though, is it?
I don't know what that is. The thing I saw in the clip didn't look nothing like that. It looked like a fucking saucer. But it's hard to tell what the hell it is. It says usually SpaceX, yeah, we know all of that. But just last 2 weeks, Blockbuster IPO, Elon, we don't care about that. Yeah, he's not a trillionaire anymore, huh?
No, well, you lost some? Oh, well.
Well, the stock went down. They expected that. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Early morning hours, Tuesday, Falcon 9 rocket launched a flying saucer-shaped re-entry capsule dubbed the Starfall from Space Force Station in Cape Canaveral. But despite brief live stream of the initial launch, we never got to watch the upper stage reach space. Skyfall. Why does that sound?
Why? Was it because it's got top secret spaceship on top? That's why we couldn't see it?
Well, it's a flying saucer, but it's a re-entry capsule. It's a new prototype type of capsule.
Yeah.
I mean, the wider the surface, the more heat it's going to pick up. So I'm a little confused by that.
But it also might dissipate the heat faster being wider, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of surface to be burning up coming through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now, they were talking about this new angle approach for coming in the atmosphere.
Yeah, what if it comes in on the lenticular angle instead of the flat part, the thinner part?
Well, they have to come in specifically for a certain reason because they have to slow the craft down. That's how they use it to slow the craft down.
Right.
They use that re-entry to slow it down. But if you had some kind of thrusters to slow it down, you wouldn't have to have that. You could come in on a different angle. That sounds interesting, whatever this damn thing is. Let's see, is there a video of it? What's this? SpaceX, God knows what he's built. I mean, come on, he's built a fleet of freaking robots. He's freaking me out with this stuff. It's starting to sound like something out of a sci-fi movie. I'm just waiting. You know, like, what the hell?
Or otherwise. It is the third factor that we are going to focus on in this video because re-entry is at the heart of the one, but offers players a 14th position with Sierra Space atmosphere, while the
It sounds like it might be they might be working with Sierra Nevada, some new type of spacecraft for re-entry. Sierra, they were building a space plane, like a mini shuttle. They were building, and it was going to be for certain types of things and for bringing people into space. Because they want to start bringing people into space as tourism, like by 2035, and in a way that you and I could afford to do.
Right. Yeah.
But
how affordable will it be? Is the real?
Well, that's what they're saying, so that someone like you and I could go. They were specific about that, because there's only so many millionaires, and then you're out of people are not going to go anymore.
Right.
And you need a lot of people to go to pay for these projects, not just one or two. or 10 or 20. You need hundreds or thousands. Dean. No, I know what you're talking about, but it's different for different ships. Well, we do know they're working on FTL drives and fastener line drives, Gary. I answered it before you asked the question. I had a feeling that's what you were.
Yeah. Oops.
Well, no, FTL drives. There's a couple of companies working on FTL drives. But Jay and I have talked about this a lot on multiple shows. The problem with FTL is great. We can go fast and light. Okay. How are we going to use it?
Yeah. How are you going to get there without being able to see where you're going?
Yes, because you got to be able to see. We're trying. We'll just say we can go 1 times the speed of light. Okay. That's hauling ass per second, people. That really is. So that you're going to be traveling at this speed. No, they measure it it's not 187,000 miles per second. I mean, per hours per second. It's fast as fuck is what it is. And so you're traveling that fast. You've got to have a system that can see far enough ahead that you can make course corrections. So at light speed, I imagine you're going to have to see 100 or 200, 300 light years out. And the faster you go, the further you're going to have to be able to see out. Yeah, let's say you're doing 10 times the speed of light. Well, you got to be able to see out 1,000 light years to make course corrections. Well, your ass is going to be in a world of shit. And once the galaxy is mapped and you know where everything's at, it's a little different. But you still need those senses. You never know, something might pop up somewhere. A little gravitational anomaly, pull you out of space and crush your ship.
Yeah. What did Han Solo say? We could bounce too close to a supernova, or wind up in a field of asteroids. You never know what you're going to land on. You have to have, so for Dune's purposes, for folding space, they had what they called guild navigators, space navigators, who saw the pathway where the machine was going to go, so that if there was anything in the path, they would know before, so they wouldn't go in that direction. They could choose another way to fold space and go around the obstacle. So without literally being able to see quite literally into the future, we're stuck here at what speeds we're at now.
Yeah, we really are. We've got to be, and it's not just that, people. It's not just seeing that far. You're going to have to develop inertial dampeners so that every time a ship shifts in the light drive, it doesn't smush your ass like a bug to the back of the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's
right. Wind up with a cargo full of Jello.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot we have to learn. I'm not saying we can't do it. I believe we can do all this stuff. I don't think any of this is beyond us learning how to do it. And I think we can do it. We can achieve it in less than this next 100 years, or even faster. But it's just, we don't need to rush as much, because where are we going? We know we're going to Mars. We can get there without FTL. Now, we can get through a lot of places without FTL. So, we just need to take our time. I imagine by the time we have light speed, we'll probably already be the proxy. So that'll probably be a test area, because we'll already have mapped our way there. Well, Jack, can you imagine trying to fly through the solar system with light speed through the Oort cloud or through the asteroid belt? You can't do that. You'd get disintegrated. Or, this is interesting. So NASA came out and said, NASA and one of the space agencies came out and said that there's no achievable flight in atmosphere over Mach 25 without a single piece craft. There's no materials known. Technically, they said there's no materials known right now that can go faster than Mach 10 in a consistent atmosphere without eventually breaking up or burning. And now we know that the DARPA plane and the shuttle used to come in as fast as Mach 30, but that's only re-entry, and it's shielded for re-entry. So it's actually got a shield. You can't have your fighter jets flying around with shields. It's just not going to work right. Well, plus, because it adds weight, and then you have to make a radar that's orbiting stuff. It's not a thing. End of the world as we know it, my friend. Putin's been running his mouth all week. He's upset. He's getting his
He just
ass
got
kicked.
his ass handed to him. How many did they send? 603 drones?
And that's like the third day of this. No, think about it. He's getting his ass kicked by a guy who dances around a little pink tutu. No, I'm serious.
A guy who quite literally made his fame in the soft porn Ukrainian industry.
You can go look. We're not bullshitting. We're telling you the truth. Why do you think Trump don't like the guy? He's fruity tooty as far as Trump's concerned. I have nothing personally against Zelensky. I just don't trust him. I think he's, not a nice person. I don't think he's got his country's best interests at heart. Why? Because he won't end this war. No, he knows what he's got to do to end it. Now he's just going to try to make it worse. Because if, everybody's going to want to blame Putin if he goes and does something crazy. But in the end, Putin's just going to say, look, he provoked us. He kept bombing Moscow. So we said, you want to bomb Moscow? Guess what? We have bigger bombs than you do, asshole. Well, they do, and they still have active nuclear weapons. Yeah, they've had a lot of problems with their nukes, but they still got them. 5,700 of them, to be exact. I think 3,000 of those warheads are on missiles. Yeah, not the country, I mean, why do you want to piss somebody off with nuclear weapons? That makes little to no sense to me whatsoever. Think? I think you're telling me stories, my friend. We're going to do this twice. What the hell's going on? Jeffrey, I don't know. Sometimes we get weird.
Sometimes?
Well, I mean, damn, our science is going crazy. Stop. Sometimes we get these weird things that happen. I don't know, Bill. Find out more about SpaceX's little flying saucer. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like following up on.
I meant to bring this up early in the show, but UE investigates secret group chat between Zelensky, the European leaders, and that discussed how they were going to deal with Trump. Now, these leaders are, get ready, the German chancellor, the Italian girl, the Spanish guy, and the British guy, and the head of the EU and Zelensky. This is who this private meeting is. So they want to make it public because they said they were really talking a lot of shit about Trump. They said if it gets public, it'll end their careers.
Wow.
What is this? Let's see, can we hear this? Are we up on the screen in the?
Let's see.
No,
no, it's not here yet.
I wanted to see if we could just hear this girl. Let's see. It might have a couple of these coming. All right, let's see. Oh, that's
can't hear it.
Like lean, he's not forcing you to pop Percocets. He's not forcing you to have all these illegitimate bastard ass kids. The white man is not forcing you to do none of it. You are willingly participating in this mess of a life. So don't sit in my face and try to tell me what the white man is doing to you. They did it to them. We the product of what they did to them. Now it's up to us to change the way we think, change the way that we eat, change the way that we do things, change the places that we go to, change the people that we're procreating with. Change.
Yes, she's 100% correct. And if you think about it, more or less, your life is essentially an accumulation of the decisions that you've made up until this point. So if you stack...
We like you. Uh-oh, what we got here?
Uh-oh. I am gay. I am gay. Is that what they're saying? I am gay.
This guy's pretty good sometimes.
Actual news organization for a change and dropped a humiliating, downright incriminating expose on California's many failures. And they harshly
That's Sean's new girlfriend.
Another one?
He's that kind of guy, man. He's got to watch it. What's Jesse got?
F. 47 spent $14 million restoring the reflecting pool
It used to be a national embarrassment. It leaked, it smelled, it barely reflected.
Oh, it's horrible.
Beautiful again, because we deserve it. Not because of who we are, but because it's our birthday. But the left, party poopers. And Primetime's got the tapes. The Department of Interior gave us a look at individuals suspected of vandalizing the reflecting pool. Now, we haven't been able to verify the video, but take a look. June 19th, a male, blue shirt, reaches in, stays there for a little while. He goes back down, comes back up multiple times. What's he doing? Then a female, white tote bag. She reaches in, needs a better angle, sets the bag down, dives in a little deeper. And we don't know who these people are. No one was stopped or questioned by police, so no arrests. And we don't have the police report yet. But what are they doing with their hands in the pool? Are they cutting the lining? Are they peeling off the paint? And we don't know if they're committing a crime. They'll probably tell Splish Splash, we're giving DC a bath. 47 spent 14 million. They dropped their wedding.
What?
Damn it. What the hell was all over it?
It exploded, friend. Then you get there and so you think, oh, something cool, and it's some stupid.
Okay, what the, okay, this is just weird. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Let's cruise along. Yeah, cruise along. We got warp speed here. Damn, we had some shit. Damn, still got this more. There's that. All right, slowing down. We just got to talking to her. Here's that. Hearing him, seeing her. Hearing him, hearing him. What's this?
5 minutes right now. We are largely flat. This comes after a blowout jobs number from an hour ago. Hiring increase much more than anticipated. The number was 85,000. Turned out to be 172,000. Unemployment rate 4.3 stayed the same. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett joins me from the White House. And sir, thanks for coming back. This is like once a month between you and me here. So good morning. Thanks for being here.
You and I, dude.
You doubled the number. What's happening?
Yeah, it's absolutely a blowout number. And the thing that's most astonishing about it is we look at the forecasts of everybody that's surveyed at Bloomberg, and not a single person got this number right. That happens quite a bit. But the error from the top person to this number was about 50,000 jobs. And so, right now, Wall Street just doesn't understand that the Trump economy is really creating an economic golden age. And then another thing that is probably not going to make the headlines, certainly not in the fake news, is that the numbers keep getting revised up.
So we got a Fox.
What is this? Okay, this is a vegan thing. Hold on, let me switch screens.
Oh, it went away.
No, I gotta switch screens.
Oh.
Yeah, it's if the audio is on the top screen, you can hear it. If you gotta click it to go it, I gotta switch screens. It won't let you just click it. All right, can you put me up there, ugly? Put me up there.
Let's see. Can we get it? Dink. Yep. Man, he looks old.
He kind of looks.
Vegan. Why can't we just both live happily in each other's orbit? Why can't you let me just get on with eating meat and you eat your gruel and we'll all go home happy? You can all be as hangry as you like and not have meat. I don't believe in the science of a strictly vegan diet. If vegan diets work, a lot of animals wouldn't eat other animals.
Do you believe in the climate crisis?
Yes.
Animal agriculture, farming and fishing is a leading cause of the climate crisis.
You know what's also a leading cause of climate crisis? Planes which carry vast amounts of your avocados and your almonds from California and fly them thousands of miles to your table here in your vegan cafes. And then they also go in trucks, and that is an environmental hazard too. So you're not only are you killing billions of bees, you're destroying the planet. And yet you have the brass neck to sit here in between munching your almonds and your avocados and start preaching to me about how virtuous you are about not killing animals.
Put the thing on so you can hear
it.
Sorry, I'm laughing because this has to be a joke. The word wife is an example of the type of language that we need to eliminate. And I'm just asking if that's something you think is necessary or something you support.
I'd have to give that one some more thought.
What?
there's a pilot who is offended by the word wife or the word cockpit, maybe that person shouldn't be a pilot. So rather than kowtowing to people who are fragile, maybe we should actually say, if you're so worried about the words that we are using, you shouldn't be flying, multi-ton metal engines through the sky. And I just ask all of us to maybe try to focus as much on real problems, like the fact that our aviation system seems to not be working as well as it used to, than the fact that we may use uninclusive or under-inclusive language. Sorry, I'm laughing because this happened.
Holy shit. He said what?
Okay, as a libertarian socialist, right, as you would know, the workers controlling the means of production, right? That's just like an economic thing. I don't believe in big government, right? I believe no government. No government. So you're an anarchist. Yes. I believe in voluntary hierarchy and democracy. Okay, so wow. But let me ask you a question in all seriousness. No, here's the question. Here's a serious question though. What's preventing you from doing what the Amish do? Get off the grid and just go live like that right now. Well, the Amish are religiously excluded. No, forget the religious component. Well, but the Amish are a great example. It's incredibly difficult to just pick up everything that you have, leave, and go. And so you want to tell me how to live? No, I'm not telling you how to live. No. You are, because you're arguing for a governmental structure. A lack of one, rather. So even a lack of a governmental structure will then make me live the way you want me to live. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. However you want. What I'm saying is that. So you're okay with me having 5 houses and 6 yachts? What I'm saying is that the society that I currently answer the question. I'm forced to wait. What? You're okay with me having 5 houses and 6 yachts? I'm not okay with you having them as if you are not using them. Oh, not you. So all of a sudden you're now telling me how to live my life. I'm never going to.
Cost of power is making it almost a luxury item. There are Australians today wondering, should we go without some food?
Sure.
That's just not something you would ever expect.
I did not expect that. Go work harder.
Here, let me try. I got it. Nothing.
It just won't light. Hey, babe.
Here, you guys film me a Blue Chew ad? Blue Chew Gold has 4 ingredients. 2 for blood.
Look at that right there. That's a crashed Air Force bomber. See right here, this is ice. I step on this all the way down to the bottom. Can you imagine you and 3 of your wounded buddies on this ice field waiting for help? U.S. Air Force.
Here, let me try.
Check it out right there.
Here, let me try. Cost of power. Here, let me
Check it out.
I remember speaking in support of the idea that prostitution should be legalized, and it was considered very politically incorrect. It was certainly not the liberal point of view back then. It was the libertarian point of view.
Number 1. Can you pull it up just so we can see it? Because it's so nuts.
America practices strict capitalism for the country's poorest, yet open socialism for the country's wealthiest.
For every dollar that the poorest Americans pay in tax, how much do they get back in government programs?
What's that number?
It's $6.17.
I didn't know Elon Musk needed Social Security check.
I don't think he does. The claim was that the poorest are left to fend for themselves while the richest are getting all these nice handouts. And so my question then is, what is the effective income tax rate for the richest quintile of America?
Something in the 20s?
No, it's actually less than 0 because they're net taker, which totally disproves your claim. So then you might ask, you bring up the corporations. This is a very good point because there is corporate welfare in America. It's about $180 billion per year in corporate welfare paid out by the government. Almost 10 times the so-called corporate welfare. Your claim is totally bunk because in this country, the rich pay for basically everything and the poor get a ton of free stuff.
Can you pull it up just so we can see it? Because it's so nuts.
America practices strict capitalism for the country's poorest, yet open socialism for the country's wealthiest.
For every dollar that the poorest American...
Is it part of your job description when you disagree with something the president says to call a press conference and say, he's wrong about this and let me explain to you why? Is that part of your job description?
Not a CH.
Is that part of the job description of any aide that you know of to President Biden?
No.
How about for President Obama?
No.
How about for President Clinton?
No.
We don't live in La La Land, do we? Is it part of your job description when you disagree with something the president says to call a press conference and say, he's wrong about this and let me explain to you why? Is that part of your job description?
Not a CH.
Is that part of the job description of any aide that you know of to President Biden?
No.
How about for President Obama?
No.
How about for President Clinton?
No.
We don't live in La La Land, do we? Is it part of your job to
You want to hear something really fascinating?
Sure. In southern Turkey, they have found the largest underground cities on Earth. We're talking about complexes that go down over half a mile into the earth. We have no idea how they built them. We're talking about complex systems of rooms and schools and places for animals, an entire world. Why would a civilization ever do that? Unless there was something so catastrophic outside that you couldn't be out there. Now, at the very bottom of Derinkuyu, you have to go down level after level after level. Archaeologists found a tunnel system, like a subway tunnel system type of thing, right? Where you can navigate between Derinkuyu and Kaimakli, 5 miles long. Now, why would you do that unless you couldn't go outside? These seem to have been created to survive enormous time periods.
You want to hear something really fascinating?
Yeah,
Cool.
in southern
See the video. It's nuts.
And I want to say this with as much respect as I can. There's nobody in the Senate that can lecture me on immigration. This is not a political issue. I've lived it my whole life. This is not immigration. 3.3 million people released into the country, 5,000 to 10,000 people a day illegally arriving in the country. That's not immigration. Immigration is a good thing. Mass migration is a bad thing. And that's what this is. This is a mass migration, and it's not good for anyone. It's not even good for the migrants, many of whom are raped and killed along the way. It's good for the traffickers. It's good for the enemies of this country, but it's not good for the migrants. This is mass migration. And it reminds me, people say, well, if you're against this and you want to be.
Everybody heard about that story out of San Francisco about a guy who got on a crowded elevator with a female professor, and when she asked what floor, he said, women's lingerie. You know, a little joke, for which he earned a formal complaint because it left her shaken. Who are these jellyfish? Like the woman who almost derailed Biden's campaign because he kissed the back of her head before she went out to make a speech. She said her brain couldn't process what was happening. Your brain couldn't process that, like string theory? An old man was trying to show support in his old man.
He's freaking weird, man. You don't want him kissing on you.
Put the thing on so you can hear this.
Anybody raise your hand if you want Joe Biden kissing you in the back of your head?
Yeah. No, thank you.
No, we're going to get out of here. Why? No, we still got stuff. We'll need some. Well, we got another show tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's going to be a little different. We're going to be maybe doing more psychology. We're going to be talking about the ego and the id. Yes, you know what the ego and the id is? Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about. Well, the id's just the opposite of the ego. Yes, it's like the darker side. Yes, you're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. No, I mean really, it's the side of you that your subconscious keeps down, or the part of your brain, the conscious keeps down is what I should say. Your subconscious. Yes, the it. It's an old concept from psychology way back. Yeah, I mean way back. You mean those? We got so many of those links. There's so much of this stuff that's connected. If you just go on our Facebook page, there's tons of stuff there. So you see all these polls. Oh, Trump's approval rating this. Trump's approval rating this. So this poll was here. This poll was taken on the 26th. Let's see who took it. Did it say? So 4,400 people took it. He's got a 47% approval rating.
Wow.
And then at the Daily Mail, he has a 49% approval rating. But if you watch NBC or CNN, they're trying to tell you he's got a 30%.
38 or 37, yeah.
So the data was one of them was saying 30, just flat out 30. I was like,
no, yeah, but
man, I mean, see.
But we're both pretty sure that they pad those numbers. They just pick a random arbitrary number out of their ass and throw it up there. So,
well, American Polling Company's got him sitting at just a solid 48%. That's where he's been for 2 weeks with us. The lowest he's got with us was around 42. The highest he got with us was around 59. Our polls are generally pretty close on Trump, so better than the average poll. That would be no. No, the UFO stuff we'll probably talk about tomorrow. We'll bring some of it up. Well, ET phone home and shit like that. Actually, I'm gonna make me some French toast when we get it.
Ooh, yummy.
Oh, yeah, Gene, I'm freaking hungry. Yeah, that's what happens when you get old. You up all night, talking. Well, no, I'm gonna have to take the clip button away from my fingers. What's gonna happen? Yeah, because I did. Well, first off, I put so many of them in the system, and then I just forget about a lot of them because a lot of that stuff I've been putting in all week long. So it's on the Facebook pages, and then what's done on the Facebook pages is in the messengers and other places. It's just shit everywhere. Yeah, and the more, of course, the more news there is, the more stuff that pops up. But the last 2 weeks, let's be honest, have been kind of slow. There have been any heavy stories. I mean, that's what we forgot. I wanted to play some of the videos from, let me look right quick before we go, and then maybe I'll play one. No, some of the videos from the World Cup. A lot of them are great. Yeah, because these Brits and I should say Brits, these Europeans are just freaking out. They don't know what to think about our country. They were told one thing and they got here and they found out that, well, their media lies. And they always swore their media never lied, only ours lied. Well, guess what? You found out the hard way, the fucking media lies. Jimmy, because the media just lies. They can't help themselves. Because they want to sell you a thing of goods, and they want you to buy it, hook, line, and sinker.
Even the good one. I mean, right now, I think Fox News is the number one as far as accuracy and news in the country. I think they are. I mean,
no, wait! Before you go, let me tell you. So CNN last week did a survey to see who was the best and loved, the most accurate news considered by the people. Fox won hands down. Fucking CNN did this poll. Go ahead, Jim. So I had to tell you.
Yeah, so they're reportedly, even by CNN standards, the number one news reporting agency in the United States. And the other day, what was it, the 12th or whatever, last week, they opened up those new files, and there's one of the files in there, one of the pictures in the new UFO files. It even says in the description that this is an artistic rendition of a description of a UFO incident. It is not the actual picture. Yet Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC, MS Now, name a 3-organization news media out there, and every single one of them reported on that photo as being an accurate photo of an accurate UFO, and it wasn't. And I didn't say anything about it last week. I probably should have, but there it is. They all make mistakes, and even the best of them make simple mistakes by simply not reading a caption. And the caption in the dropout, the UFO drop files, it says right there before you click to see the picture, it says artistic rendition. And then when you click on the picture, there's a little shit in the corner, little blurb in the corner. I think on the left side, it says this is an artistic rendition of an artist's idea of what this thing looked like. Sorry, but if you report that as accurate, you're wrong.
It's and they do that shit a lot. I mean,
they're only human. They can only do so much. They are going to make mistakes and have errors. And that's not an egregious error, but it is an error.
What do you mean, Jimmy? Why do I think? You mean ufology? Ufology lies for the same reason liberals do. They're both liberals. The majority of the field is liberals. Yeah. Same thing in the paranormal field. Because conservatives are different. First off, they don't wear their emotions on their sleeves. Conservatives do. They're very whiny these days. I don't know why. They used to not be like that. They are now, though. Yeah, they're like the whiny party. When I was in the party way back in the day, they weren't that whiny. actually had their shit together for the most part, but then they just became the party of we can't win anymore, so let's just laugh about everything.
Well, I mean, the reason why they're not able to win so much, I mean, except for this weird 4 people that won just recently.
Yeah, but
most of their
that's
voting base
Democrat
is being
seats.
deported, so that's why they're having all this hissy fits. They're
But think about what you just said. Those were Democrat seats that those Democrats won. They're just Democrat socialists winning. And you know what? Everybody they beat was an incumbent.
Yeah,
it was a Democratic incumbent.
They didn't change the landscape much, but they changed the landscape much.
Yeah, they did. They changed it because they're got socialist values, and like one of them hated Jews, so they all needed to die and burn, and a lot of stuff's going to come back to haunt them in the election. And getting socialists may give some conservatives a chance to slip in.
There was some talk along the news media of perhaps possible injunctions against these 3 or 4 DSAs, the Democratic Socialists, whatever the A stands for.
Yeah,
So are they gonna get sworn in? I don't know. They may not. They may get disqualified on the fact that they, if Trump is smart and he invokes the Communist Act of 1954 or whatever, they could all be disavowed and a runoff vote could be made without them being eligible.
Well, all they've won is a Democratic primary. They haven't won the election yet, so they got to win.
But no, I know. But according to when we listened to what Google said about the Communist Act, if they're spouting communist or socialist views, they can be,
Yeah, I think they have to be. I forgot there was a rule on how it went down. I used to know there's a lot. There's like 2 things or 3 things they have to do to be considered a full-blown communist and where something can be done. Like, Gary, we're out of here. That's it. No, I'm going to eat. I'm hungry. I'm old and I'm hungry. What do you mean, why would you rest? Oh, well, all the archives are up at this one, so all I did was put this show up. And then I'm going to go eat. Yes. And then I'm going to probably turn on the TV. Most of the stuff's done in the thing. We got a new TV thing coming up. I'll tell you all about next week. But no, I've been having this indigestion that keeps me up at night, so I haven't been sleeping. But what's weird is I'll go like last night. I think I slept an hour and a half. Night before that about 2. Night before that about 8. Night before that about 1. Night before that about 1. Night before that about 8. It's weird. No, well, I'm gonna pick up. I'm getting some new prescriptions delivered. See if that helps. And then my insurance kicks in at the beginning of July, so I can go back and start seeing doctors and specialists in a regular routine. Well, because I'm supposed to, I'm overdue for one of those colonoscopy things for fun, and upper regular blood work, see the cardiologist, stuff like that. But it was set up. I'd see my cardiologist once a year, and my dermatologist once a year. 4 or 5 doctors once a year. And then my primary would do my blood work twice a year. But see, since I moved and all, I've been up here 2 years without a doctor, so it's time to get it back up. Because if you don't let your health get off, it's not as hard to recover. My point exactly. But we're going to go. Jay is... no, he's not. Where the fuck did you come up with that from?
What? What'd they say?
Kimberly Bateman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania says that you're married with 3 kids. Are you sure you have the right Jay?
No, I don't.
I mean, he's got kids. One's a German Shepherd. He's got some cats.
Yeah.
How do you know for sure he's married? You know who he is? You've seen him before? I mean, since it's right here. I don't know. You better be careful. I just think you wanted to say he's not married so you can hit on him. I think that's what's going on. No, that's what I think is going on. No, whatever. We got to go. Who? No, that's Michelle DeVoe. You can write to her. Yeah, she loves hearing it. She likes a challenge. Send her a cake. Yes, chocolate cake. No, I don't think she likes seafood. Don't send her seafood. No, I'm pretty sure she don't like seafood. A lot of Canadians don't like seafood, especially the Canadians that live away from the coast. They seem to be like non-seafood. Everybody in America likes seafood, except, well, you know what? A lot of people heartland don't. Yeah, beef and potatoes, man. That's it. To eat that shrimp, crawfish, they did people. Crabs, they did people. Damn right. It's to make them taste better. So what are you saying, that we're all cannibals because we like to eat our crabs and shrimp and crawfish? Whatever. Anyway, and I know, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Views on the Flip Side in the chat with Jay and I.
Yeah, we'll have Sean tomorrow night. He wasn't feeling well tonight, so he took the evening off.
He had a hard day. Don't make fun of him. He was going out with some broad. Well, no, she was a sweet, innocent girl, some pretty woman, but no, she's probably some bad girl with a whip or something. So she's a broad. There's a difference. You idiots. Anyway, good night, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all on Austin School. Jay and I and Sean will be here tomorrow night talking about some things. Oh, we will have a food section tomorrow for sure. We'll be discussing some sandwiches from around the world and what we would each recommend as the sandwich you should try that you've never had. Look, you know, and somebody asked me to actually talk about the Cuban as well. So we'll talk about the Cuban sandwiches. But that's somewhere in the show. On that note, good night. Stay tuned for whoever's coming on next. And we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night.